Everybody get in your places.
Hey,
Get in your places.
we finna hear some of the
Quiet on the sex. Quiet on the sex.
most exclusives and shit.
Hey, man. Well, first of all, welcome back to the 85 South
Hey!
Show. I feel like we TV1 today. Because we so behind the music.
Oh, man.
You see how I said
behind
TV1?
the music,
Yeah,
behind
man.
the boards.
Behind all of that. We got a real one in here today, Clayton, man. I'm talking about this man got a hit record for every letter in the alphabet.
And not,
Literally.
Yeah, and not just.
And it's not just one song.
No. It's hits.
Hits.
Like that hit hard.
You need one though. You ain't got nothing with disease.
I'm working on that.
Okay.
You're right. I wrote one called Zanzibar the other day just because I was like, I ain't got no Z.
All right, let me finish this
That's-
intro.
You're right about that. That's crazy.
Hold on, I gotta finish the intro.
Okay,
I gotta know you.
I gotta Google Zanzibar.
Come on. Over 100 million records sold. One of the coldest niggas in the music game ever. Produced with Michael Jackson, TLC, all your favorite, all the music with some black people in it. He had something to do with it. Whether he did or not, he had something to do with it.
Hey!
All the music with some black people in it, he had something to do
All
with
that
it.
shit that jammed. All the shit that went. The shit that you loved, your mama loved. The people after love.
He got a hit for everybody in the house. For the kids.
They got a hit for every bump on your face.
Come on.
Wash your face, nigga.
None other than Mr. Dallas Austin.
Come on, man. Hey.
We can say a lot more, and that still wouldn't be enough.
They still.
That was amazing.
They still wouldn't get it, dog. The impact.
Bro, everybody who has come on this show and sat on this couch has brought your name up.
I've been seeing that, man, and that's when I was like, damn, that's like, even from, of course, Gip and then Buster, and then I was like, I want to go on that show. I was like, how I get on there? Then I started texting y'all on Instagram.
But shit,
How
here
I
you
get to
go.
the show?
Don't act like it's hard when it's you.
Yeah. You could have showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Niggas would have rallied up. Hey,
I
man,
would have
this
came
nigga-
and got you.
I love this show. It's one of my favorite shows, though.
Oh my, I'm finna crash shit. I'm a crash shit. No, but on some real shit, you, like when it comes to Atlanta and the influence and making what the landscape what it is, man, you have definitely was one of the people who had the foresight to look at the city and say, this is that, this is what it's gonna be, this is what it could be. And man, it's just an honor to have you in here with us for real.
It's an honor to be here, bro. Like, it's been crazy. It's been a long time coming from College Park and then looking around now to even like, passing. The things you can do in Georgia is why I stay in Georgia, because I'm the only me here for one. If I go to California, I'm another producer, right?
Yeah.
But we started this thing. We started out running the Greenbrier, going skating the Jelly Beans, dressing the kids from Another Bad Creation at the mall while we was just doing records, like just trying to. Then Organized Noise had their studio inside Jelly Beans, right? So I'll go there and go skating and be playing the records I'm working on, and then they had an actual studio that they gave them inside the skating rink. So that's what Organized Noise, because they were dancing, like, most of them was dancing in guests, dancing in some of the dance crews, Pat, Rico, and then, they ended up having when I first saw Rico Wade, it's crazy, because he's the first one I ever seen with a dope boy phone, like one of them phones that was
In the bag.
in the bag, like the big,
bag
yeah, he's standing up in the skating rink on the phone, I'm like, what is that?
I wonder who he was talking to. It had to be somebody on the house phone.
He
'cause
wasn't
it
talking to
definitely-
nobody. That's the crazy part. Didn't nobody else have one.
You couldn't even really hear shit.
Yeah, man, it's crazy how everybody, Atlanta, we seeded it,
Yeah.
So to see us all grow and all of us do what we've been doing, it's just been amazing.
So
So
the
what
studio
was
was in the skating rink.
Organized Noise, their first studio was in Jelly Beans.
I want to
Inside.
ask you this, like, what was it like? What did you see in Atlanta that early to make it seem, to what it is today? And, like, all the talent that's in this city, like you
It was crazy because
tapping into it early.
everybody was just like, when I met JD, we were like 17, I think. I met him at a car wash. I knew of him because of Silk Times Leather, some of the other stuff he had going, but he was like in a little white Herbie Love Bug get up because he was like, going through the Silk Times Leather phase. I was going in the mental BBD phase. And it's crazy how we lived around the street from each other then. Now we live around these streets from each other in Sandy Springs. But it started off in this College Park and me going to his house, making beats at his crib, before we even did TLC. Before we even really did Another Bad Creation and all that.
Let me tell you my Another Bad Creation story, nigga. My teacher took my ABC tape and kept it the whole school year. I'm talking about I had that shit when it was the time to have it. I'm talking about I had it early enough to stunt. And then I used to just play the instrumental and just, you know, the instrumental was
Why
on the
she
other
take it from
side.
you?
Because I had it in school and she was hating.
No, she wanted to listen to that.
I'm telling you.
That's what that was.
She was big hating because I had the cassette, single.
Yeah, ABC was huge. They didn't realize that they blew up before Boys II Men. And so when they were going to Lennox and people start freaking out, they would just start crying because they were like 5 years old, 5 to 9 and 12. So
They would start crying.
Yeah, because they was freaking out at people running at them.
Damn, that's a lot for a kid.
Wow. Imagine your 5-year-old being Lil Dave on ABC. You know, imagine your 7 and your 8, 9-year-old being Red Mark and GA being about 11. So like,
And
these
them
are
bitches was
kids.
grown. Them bitches that was coming at them was probably
They
grown
were
too.
grown. Yeah.
Full grown titties.
Come here, baby. No. I came to get 2 Nintendo tapes.
Not here for all this.
That was cold. They don't never get the credit they deserve, bro. Jealous Girl? Yeah.
They were big. I mean, you know, like I said, they were big before Boys II Men, and Boys II Men was opening for Another Bad Creation. They were like a phenomenon.
Hold up, what?
Boys II Men was opening for Another Bad Creation.
Yeah, but the kids took off. They took off fast because of, you know, being Aisha, and I made them a little Poison, so it made them just be cool. It made them from Godby Road. Made them like, but then, you know, when I first saw the kids, they were like, they had them in like the drop crouch, like the hammer pants, like the, because they were trying to be like New Edition, you know, doing the Andy Heartbreak. I was like, nah, man, we got to make them a little BBD, and we just started flipping them, you know, and so it was so exciting when kids saw it. It just caught on like wildfire.
Because the shit they was saying in the song was little kids, we play Nintendo. That shit you was doing. You like
had us thinking these little niggas was just 5 deep in go-karts everywhere.
Was you the first motherfucker to flip the Indian little flute shit?
Yeah, man.
That was.
And I wanted to be in Public Enemy so bad when I was little. Like Hank Shockley, I used to listen to the Bomb Squad, and like Atlanta, we was trying to find ourselves. We had Kilo, we had like Raheem the Dream, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. Maybe SOS Band, Peebo Bryson, but we were like the first tipping point of like cool young music being able to be made. You know what I'm saying? And it just made it where that tipping point, like even from Another Bad Creation up, I knew everybody that's ever made it out of here. That's what's insane, you know. Ludacris, when they had the show, him and Chris
Love and Pool Daddy.
I funded the first video show for them when they were DJs. And they were doing like a video VJ show.
Like Arnell Star shit?
It was like Arnell Star shit, but it was supposed to be like Dre and from MTV, yeah, Love and Dre. And so that was even before Chris started rapping. And when he started rapping, he started bringing me his records first before he even got to Def Jam, you know. So all of it's like Ciara, Monica's little brother's girlfriend. Yeah, this was like all this. Everybody that's not a person that's from Atlanta that hadn't been through dark, because I opened that studio so long ago, and then I made it so that it was about having people come in and congregate, come in and work in each room. You can hear what somebody's working on in the lounge, so you can make yourself better. And I always wanted to have the producers where they were rocking, because I was in bad contracts before that, so I didn't want to do that shit to nobody else.
But see, you always busted down and like opened the whole platform up, man. Like how would you say that impacted all the business? Like, because when you could have just been a star by yourself, but you literally put on 200-300 people.
Yeah, it's crazy because we didn't even know what we was doing then. I was like, I remember when I first got Rowdy, I didn't really want a label. I was just hanging out at Masquerade. I was slam dancing. I was KLF. I was like hanging out with I was just alternative as hell. But I just did ABC and Boys II Men and all that. And then so when LA and Clive came to me, they was like, oh, you should have a label. I'm like, nah, man, I don't want no label, bro. I'm just getting my shit off. But it's like, I'll just make it a division of the face, you know? So I was like, all right, that could be cool. Like, sign the skateboard kids you hang around, sign the rock bands and shit, you know? I'm like, all right, cool. So that's how I started Rowdy. It was one office inside LaFace. But it was supposed to be the hip hop label, so to speak, you know, and rock label. And then next thing you know, I got full-on staff in New York, 23 staff members. And I'm like, because LA was like, we got to move it. If it's a label like that, it need to be in New York. And I was so Atlanta at that point. I was just like, man, all right. So I would go up to my office in New York, full on staff, everybody, marketing department, publicity department, everybody. I just go back to my office, open the window, and smoke a joint. And be scared as hell. Cause I'm like, I'm in New York. We don't mess with, in Atlanta, we don't mess with these New York niggas. That's how we thought about it when we was around. So I wasn't really, I would go in there every day, do the same shit. Listen to music, open my window, smoke some weed. And one day, one of the A&R ladies, she came in and she said, "Can I talk to you for a second?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Do you like anybody out here?" I said, "What you mean?" She said, "You got everybody on pins and needles because they think you don't like the staff, because you don't never go talk to nobody." I said, "Oh." She said, "You might want to have a staff meeting." I'm like, "What's that?" She said, "Where everybody get together, you meet everybody." That's how green I was. I was still like,
And you got the label.
yeah, I'm full on the president, and I still ain't had a staff meeting yet.
But you got everybody shook. Everybody worried about getting fighting. He won't look at me.
But you just going in there.
He
like
never
a nigga
looks
who
at
work
me.
there, sneaking and smoking weed at your own label.
I'm 21, like 20, 21 years old, and from
You
Atlanta.
could have been putting your joint out on somebody's forehead.
Right, and you
And they would have took it strong.
I'm not opening the window at my label.
Thank you.
I wish the fuck I would crack a window in this bitch.
I was like,
Where are the windows?
yeah.
You got to go upstairs and go outside to find
that's
out.
crazy.
My fucking nerves was bad. I was in New York. I wasn't like, I'm too cool, like calm. I'm in Atlanta, I'm like, yeah, I'm easy, walk around with my Birkenstocks and shit on, little 5 points. I get to New York, that shit is just like, everything's frantic and everybody's just going crazy and fast. And so I had to settle into that for a minute.
Yeah.
And by the time I did get settled in, I did The King and I, did Flip Mode with Busta. Busta's helped me settle in a lot.
Okay.
That's how that whole story came about, because I was like uncomfortable hanging around anybody up there because I didn't really have no squad. My staff was a staff, so that
And
was
we
cool.
don't trust New York, motherfucker.
We don't trust New
At
York
that
motherfuckers.
point, we
That's how it was.
we couldn't.
Like, we
It
was like-
was.
If you good with Busta Rhymes in New York, you don't gotta hang with nobody.
Oh, yeah.
This is the most diabolical motherfucker to
Yo.
ever put his hands on a motherfucking keyboard, and you niggas don't want to fucking be around greatness. This nigga bite your fucking favorite producer's face off. Don't ever try this nigga.
What's crazy is that he would come to me, when it first started, he would come to me in the studios and he'll be like, he didn't want to go solo. It was Charlie Brown that wanted to go solo. He understand, he wanted to be in the leaders, but he was getting all the attention. So when he first started, I was like, he'd play me song after song after song, and everything was just, it was so much. You just couldn't catch it, for a record. And so he would do that all the time. And I'm just like, man, that's good, but it's just like jazz, man. It's like, and then he'll play the records and I'll be in there nodding off, smoking down Funto leaves and shit with him. That's too strong for me. And then at the end, he will always do this. He will wait until, I'm telling you, 20, 30 records, and then he'll play me woo-ha. And I'll wake up and be, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
He played the album from the back to the front.
Now I'm in New York. Every time he put out a record from that point, he had to come play records for me and get my opinion and shit. So we do it again. I'm in New York. He's playing me song for song. Now I did a little better. They ain't as complicated, but it's still song for song for song. I'm smoking the Funto leaf. I'm falling asleep again. I'm out. And it goes do 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 do. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, why you make me sit through all the records to get to the one that's like the shit?
This nigga put you to sleep to wake you up.
But it was just that.
Yo, I got the most
He loved that
evilest shit.
shit.
I'm gonna
Like,
play him last.
But it'll be after like 20, 30 songs. We'll do this all night long, man.
And then he pulled that one out.
And he'll pull that one out all the time. And so that's how we really, work with him in Flip Mode. He was like, he was my dog. That's who I was running with. That's who we was coming back and forth to Atlanta.
Yeah.
And at the same time, that's when he was hanging with Goody Mob and everybody in Atlanta.
Man, hey. Because we got pieces of the story from different people from them being on the pod, and just to see how like
Dude, it was insane. It ended up being,
Like that's what I'm saying. Every
Yeah.
piece connects back to you.
you
You literally did everything.
you the
first.
template,
that's why I
you
was
the
watching them
blueprint.
going, oh shit, that was then. Oh shit, that
Even
was then.
ridiculous shit.
Oh shit, that was
Niggas
watching y'all
was saying
show.
shit like, yo, Dallas Austin first nigga that wear biker shorts. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Hey,
I remember that nigga came up to Greenbrier. That nigga had on some biker shorts, and he had his motherfucking tank top tucked in. Like, so Dallas, that's what we doing? He was like, yeah, and everybody in the city
did
was
it.
dance after that. Bro, I swear.
Everybody did
Niggas
it.
say that you was just showing up to the most gangsters niggas like, who wants some? And would just start dancing, taking niggas' girlfriends and skating backwards and shit. You ain't heard this
part of the story. It's another side of the game.
Niggas credit you for everything, and they're like, look, Dallas Austin invented lemon pepper wings, nigga. It was Usher's 9th birthday.
The nigga showed up with lemon juice and pepper and said, put it on the way.
But on some real shit, you literally deserve at least an exit in Atlanta, bro. You did so much shit first.
I'm trying to get a street or a statue while I'm living. Don't
Come
give me
on,
that shit while I'm dead.
That's why
what we waiting on.
This is not an interview. We just came. We wanted you to come. So
Nigga, this is really the statue plan reveal.
This is all this is about. We appreciate everything you telling us, but we know you the shit already.
Bro.
Oh,
We
man.
just wanted you to come in this bitch so we can be like, nah, we selling this bitch for $1 million. Dallas Austin came in here.
He sat on this couch.
Man.
Play me some pimping, man. This my nigga J.O. in here in the music business. If you want to change that nigga life, that's up to you.
Come on, man.
The nigga's cold, bro.
Come on, man.
Man, the nigga cold.
We need-
I ain't want to really like start off playing no shit. I know you be playing. You
Yeah,
like
that.
one of the coldest making music. You probably ain't want to hear shit, but like some silence and some claps. But
No,
we
I
got
listen to all
some
day.
nice instrumentals and shit. Now, if we was gonna make this a hit record, what would you do to this? I mean, we can't afford for you to actually.
Hey, they gotta pay for this portion.
I'm
This
saying,
shit
We
is
got advertising on this
special.
one? Is there advertisements?
We can't necessarily pay you to do it, but if you was gonna do it, what would you do
really,
to it?
Really, on that, it's about who you put on it and what they do on top of it at this point.
I'm about
You know
to
what I'm
call
saying?
Anthony Hamilton.
Oh, yeah. He'll kill it.
I'm putting him on there first of all.
Kill it. That's you hit it right on the head, though.
For some reason, I want Lizzo on here. I just want her opinion. I want her perspective on this.
You put Anthony and Lizzo on the same track.
Okay.
And let me see.
They ain't never heard that.
Yeah. Because they can sing, both of them now. And you got the track rocking anyway, so that'll be like something nobody ever heard before.
Hey man, you was working with one of the, probably the best musician in the history of the world. When I say that, I'm talking about Michael Jackson, man. How hard was it to produce music for Michael Jackson?
Oh man, that shit was so crazy, bro. When I first went out there to work with him, then he would show you stuff like he would beatbox it. Like I still
That shit
got
had to be cold as fuck.
I still got beatboxes of him because he'll go in the room and be like, Dallas, I want something like this. And he goes straight to the mic like,
Like a nigga
it
in
sound like the
jail.
shit. It sound like all the other kind of Michael Jackson records you heard.
Bro, can you just like drop some of that on Instagram or something?
Yeah.
Just to, man, Michael Jackson,
Yeah, man.
beatboxing.
Man, that shit gonna get auctioned off at the Louvre. Nigga, we got Michael Jackson beatboxing tapes. Can I get 100,000? 100,000. We got 100,000. Can we get 140,000? 140,000.
That shit.
They gonna sell that shit, man.
At least let me see it. That's cold as a
What's crazy
motherfucker.
though is I got so many crazy stories with him. When we started working on the project, I saw Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, and when I saw them, I walked right past Michael. 'Cause I was like, Jimmy Jam, oh shit. I grew up on, I wanted to be in the time. You know what I'm saying? I learned how to play Get It Up. He had to be like, oh yeah, that's Michael. And I'm like, Michael, how you doing? Like, yo, Jimmy Jam.
Oh,
So
so Mike was over
so
there
I feel
like,
Michael,
oh, this nigga
Michael
think.
didn't think I was hyped enough on him, right? So he convinced to taking us to this little like you know where you have when you're recording a long time in the studio, you have your own room with your records and all your shit in it. He just started putting in videotapes, and he was the first one wearing the mask. He had the mask on and a hat on, and he started putting on tapes. And it was like, this is me and Charlie Chaplin. So it's him and Charlie Chaplin dancing together. He had to
Charlie
integrate.
Chaplin?
Yeah, he did video integration.
Wait a minute, bro.
Right?
Oh, I was about to say, nigga,
I
what
think
the
it's on the
fuck was
Smile.
Michael
It's
Jackson and Charlie Chaplin
It's
dancing?
I think it's on the Smile thing he put out, right? But that's how I'm feeling. I'm like, God damn. And then he'll be like, oh yeah,
This nigga
this is me when I was in Africa and everybody, 300,000 people trying to get in and 300,000 people inside. Look at this. I'm watching it and it's Michael. And every time he put another tape, I just started being like, shit, that's him. You know what I'm saying?
That was the nicest
And it was
way of
working.
saying, don't ever try me
It
like
was
that
working
again.
because then, no, this
That's
right here is what killed me.
crazy, Mike.
This
Here.
is what killed me right here. So then,
Don't ever get it fucked up.
this is what took me over the top.
I'm him.
He's sitting at he put a video in, right? And he's sitting at this piano and he's singing I'll Be There. It's kind of like the round, like, before, after Remember the Time stuff, right? You got tank top on, ponytail, the curtains are going, and he's singing I'll Be There at this piano, right? I'll be there. And then he keeps hitting another I'll Be There in the background. He keeps looking over his shoulder. He starts singing again. And he look over his shoulder again, and this little Michael standing there in a little brown outfit with the afro. And I look, and he looked back at him, And then both of them come over and start singing the song. He's sitting next to him. And by that time, I was just like, ooh, shit. How did you do that? Right? And he said, that's a Pepsi commercial. I just shot that as a demo. That was something we might use, might not. And by this time, I'm like, okay, I'm through the roof now. He got me. I'm like, that is Michael Jackson I'm sitting next to in here. Like, I'm like, this is crazy. So then I think once he got my attention and then we started working on stuff, he said, that's when he said to me, he said, I did the song this time around. And he goes, you know, what's crazy is he sent us to the Museum of Tolerance. I don't know if anybody ever went there before in LA.
That was his stimulation around being around him?
That shit was crazy because I didn't know why he sent us there, but when you walk to this museum, it calls you names, it shows you everything, you nigga, fatso, hunky, cracker, all this shit. And you in the same room with everybody.
Walking around.
And you're like,
And it's like a disrespectful
it's a
haunted
disrespectful,
house.
yeah. Yeah.
Fuck, nigga.
Yeah.
Your stupid ass.
And then, you know, it went through the whole Holocaust. So by the time I get back to the studio, I'm like, why did he make us go? That shit was sad. Like, everybody's crying, they're throwing babies out the windows. A Holocaust is going on in there, and they're showing you all the stuff. And he's like, well, he wants you to understand the world, what's happening in the world, because, you know, this attack, you know, he feels like it's a world attack, you know.
I like how this nigga think. He's like, if you don't
He's
know
like,
what's
if you
going
don't
on in the
understand this,
world,
you don't know.
don't be around me.
Don't come around here.
Yeah, bro.
That's
So
crazy.
when we started working on the record, he said, I want somebody to rap on the song, Dallas. I need somebody really good to rap on the song. So I'm thinking, okay, let's get Tretch. You know, because the hip hop raised, it's kind of commercial, it ain't too hard. He goes, no, I need somebody harder, like somebody a little bit harder than that. So that's when I said, well, what about Biggie? Yeah, like him. I said, okay. So I called Puff. I'm like, yo, Michael Jackson on Biggie to come rap on the song. He's like, shit, he out there now. He out there now, nigga. He on the way yesterday. He left.
He ain't even here right now.
He ain't even here right now. So,
I'm not here either. This is actually recorded.
so me and Biggie sitting in the car, smoking, outside the studio, listening to the song over and over while he's rapping. And he's saying, man, damn, this is crazy. He had to be 19, bro. He's like, this crazy. I can't believe I'm sitting in the car with you, writing a song for Michael Jackson. This shit's crazy, right? And I'm like, yeah, this shit's, you know. So he started rapping the rap. And, you know, listen, I got taps on the phone, motherfuckers making a cop see that I'm a killer nigga, I ain't joking, endo smoke got me token, soaking. I'm like, oh shit, I don't know, that might be too much.
He gave you a Biggie verse.
I'm like,
Oh, what he
Damn.
said one more time, because I know you know it. That's how it's told, and we ain't never
When he said, I'm a killer
forget.
nigga, I ain't joking, endo smoke got me choking. I was like, okay, I don't know, but let's go in this, let's let him hear it. You know what I'm saying? But Michael's gonna say, you know what, I don't know if I could say this, I don't know if I could say that, I don't know, I mean, his shit is going down. He hears that shit and he goes, oh my God, I love it. That's exactly what I would have said. But that's exactly what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying?
See, Mike wanted somebody to say all the shit he couldn't say.
He couldn't say.
That's just hard as fuck.
And you know he didn't cuss, so he'll be like, you doodle head gorilla.
That's what he called it?
Oh, yeah.
If it's-
That was his shit?
I would complain to him.
What
about,
is that?
I would complain to him about the engineer sometimes. Like, yo, man, this engineer, he acting shady, man. And, oh, he's horrible. He's stinky. Such a stinky man. He's horrible.
He's such a stinky monkey.
No, stinky man. He's such a stinky man. He's horrible. He's stinky. That's horrible. But he would not say cuss words. He didn't like anybody that said like cuss words either.
He wouldn't even fuck
No,
with
look,
me.
okay, this is
That's
my
crazy.
last good story for you. I'm sitting in the studio one day, like this, right?
Don't let it be the last.
And then he said, well, Dallas, you know, I built hospitals in Africa and I did all this great stuff, but look what the United States says. He showed me a newspaper. It says, Michael Jackson thinks Africa stinks because he got his hand over his nose. He had his mask on. And he said, so I got some friends coming by today that's just coming from Africa to pay homage, right? I promise you exactly what I'm about to tell you. It happened just like this. First Secret Service shows up, looking up. Then these girls start coming and dropping red rose petals on the floor, right? Yeah, dropping red rose petals on the
That
floor.
shit amazed him.
And then
He couldn't hold that
Next
in.
thing
That
you know-
nigga, they came out automatically.
exactly like Coming to America. They come in, they got the lion head on, like the king and the queen have showed up, and they came to say, Michael, we all sitting there like, what the fuck? Michael, we come to thank you for what you've done. You've done such a good job in Africa with the schools and with the hospitals and with the this and the other, and we just had to come over and give you a gift. So I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, and after they left, I mean, every day we would look around, like say if we're sitting in this room, right? Then all of a sudden a red streak would go by. And then you look at me like, did you just see that? I'm like, did you see that shit? I'm like, damn, that's Michael. Pew, pew. In red shirt, red streaks. I feel like he was like he was magical.
He was that fast?
He was that
Wait
fast.
a minute.
So he was,
Wait a minute. Hold up, bro. You tell the story way too fast. Wait a minute, nigga. So you gonna sit here and tell me Michael Jackson was magic, and then just want me to just?
it was magical, man. It was like
So he could literally just.
the monkey was going crazy one day. We in the lounge. The monkey just flying everywhere. Because Michael wasn't in there, right? And me and my man just like, what the fuck? This monkey going crazy. Michael comes in the room, this dude jumps up on him and puts his thumb in him and looked at us like nothing ever happened. With his thumb in his mouth on Michael like this. And I was like, what the hell? That little monkey was going crazy. He walks in, everything goes calm. He draws, he paints. Like, if you see some of the paintings Michael Jackson has done, they look like, did Picasso do this shit? Like, he was incredible. He was insane. People, I think, seen one part of him, but not like the art.
Yeah.
And, the business mind. His business mind was incredible. It was crazy.
Dallas, wait a minute. You saying he could just over there,
Like,
over there?
me and you would look at each other and say, did you see that? Me and my engineer, they were there. Did you see that? That's it.
So he didn't really walk, just over there.
It's like, I don't know if he was gliding. I don't know what he was doing. I just know I saw a streak.
That nigga glowed.
But he was, I mean, after all that stuff he was showing me, I was super impressed at just everything. Of course, he's Michael Jackson. So.
Bruh,
Man.
I'm fucked up right now. Cause of all the shit that I've ever heard people say, nobody ever mentioned that part.
Nobody tell the real shit, man.
Man, I gotta get my life together, cause I don't want motherfuckers to think I was just out here walking around. I don't, man. Not a walk around ass nigga. Basically, I'm about to pick up the pace.
How did he get from place to place?
Nigga, you just heard what he
hyperspace.
said. He said,
That nigga
over there, over there, back over there, and ain't nobody.
You be like, did you see that shit?
Did
I
you
saw the
see
shit.
that shit?
Exactly. You didn't see him walk over there.
No,
you
you
didn't
just
see
saw-
him run over there. You saw.
He basically just told us Michael Jackson was
saw-
an emotion. He lives inside of all of our hearts.
Well,
He ain't gone. He was never
he
here.
was never here.
Stop it. Stop it.
This is
I'm
homeboy.
too high for this.
You know they was in there
I'm
eating
too high
wings
for
and
this.
shit. Dallas, I don't know. What do you think of this one?
He had a food
That's his
tester.
partner.
Lemon pepper.
He had a food tester, bro. He had a food tester. They'll make that food and somebody else test it first.
Man,
ready
this
for this
was
nigga
the
to
most
shit on him?
important person there ever was. I'm out here eating food by myself.
Nigga, I gotta have the first bite. I'm gonna be dead to the motherfucker.
I don't feel an important word for fuck. Whatever I thought I had going on with this little operation, Michael Jackson wouldn't approve of.
But you might fuck with it though.
I
Like you
gotta quit all
said.
this goddamn cussing.
He right though. He might like it. He would love the show.
He would.
Yeah.
That's so real.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I knew he was a real one. I didn't even know you had heard about it.
Well, yeah. Y'all, what you think? Y'all ain't large?
No, it ain't that. We're just so humble.
Yeah. That's the South, man.
We knew it wasn't shit.
I saw y'all was down in Columbus. I'm like, y'all listen to Columbus, Georgia when I saw that?
Yeah, they love us down there. That's what we was performing in that haunted ass theater.
Oh, yeah. I had to get away from down there.
Yeah. So we went down there and did the spot did nobody want to do the show at, and then they was like, man, we appreciate y'all for coming down here and fucking with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your hometown, man.
Hometown, man.
Columbus.
Yep. Me and Kim Porter's in kindergarten together down there.
What?
Frank Thomas, all us from the high school.
The Big
together.
Hurt.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man. Columbus is crazy because it's its own consolidated government. You know, Gibb just opened the Gibb Goodies down there. Big up to Gibb.
Okay. Let's go.
But it's its own consolidated government, so it don't really abide by Georgia laws because of Fort Benning.
Yeah.
So my dad used to run the segregated parts down in Columbus when, in the late 60s, like when Ike and Tina Turner and James Brown, all those people would come to town, they had to perform at my dad's place and stay at the little party houses. And then on this block, it'd be like prostitution houses, it would be like gaming, and all the black military guys would come down there to hang out.
It would sound
Spend
fun.
that money.
It sound
All the
fun.
politicians.
Spend that
Damn,
money.
that
Spend
sound
that
fun.
money.
Good fish sandwiches. Gucci.
Pussy. Left and right. Good music. Nigga, I just saw Tina Turner got my dick sucked. And a Budweiser and a fish sandwich. What more can you want?
That big hamburger was $2.
Less than that, probably.
$1.50. That was black man's favorite number back then. You can get you a big ass burger, a plate of fries, and a drink for $1.50.
That's like my mom's restaurant.
So your mom had a restaurant?
Oh yeah, she had a soul food restaurant down there called My Bells.
Are you ready for this? Okay, man, look. It's your man Karlous Miller. And I know, I can tell you're probably tired of wearing the same thing over and over again. With the type of year 2020 has been, you probably keep wearing the same sweatsuits and jogging pants and yoga pants, and workout pants, or whatever kind of little comfortable pants you've been wearing around the crib. And you want to get back fly. Check this out. It's this company called Stitch Fix. Well, they'll send you some dope fly clothes to the crib, and you keep what you like, and you pay for that, and you send the rest back. Oh, don't worry. They're going to send you an envelope to send it back. I know. Stop rushing me. I'm about to give you the discount code. Get started today at stitchfix.com/85South, and you'll get 25% off when you keep everything in your fix. The company is legit. They dope. They got some nice clothes over there. They got women clothes, men clothes, kid clothes, so you can get the whole family straight, and you don't even have to go shopping. You can just pick what you like online, and then they'll send you some stuff to the crib. You pay for what you like, send the rest back. Now that's crazy right there. That's actually the new way of shopping. That's stitchfix.com/85South for 25% off when you keep everything in your fix. So make sure you get on this wave and hit Stitch Fix and get you some clothes, man. stitchfix.com/85South. We're gonna try to get this on there, probably. Y'all wanna try to get this on there? 85 South, that's the promo code. Stitch Fix for all your clothing needs.
When that Kim Porter grandmother had one on the other block. So it was just nothing else to do. That was after all the prostitution days left, and it was just like politicians and
y'all was
pimps.
making money the right way, but
I was trying to get the hell out there. I couldn't take it no more. I was like, because it's Columbus, so it ain't no hope down there. You know,
Right.
when I go down there now, I'm like, we got to put some hope in this motherfucker. Can we put a factory, or can we put like a film studio or something down here? Because this shit is depressing. Because it's still buildings there that was there when I was there 30 years. It's like when I was little, and they got moss on them with the same names, Bud Johnson's Barbershop, or like, you know. So there ain't been no like hope and no development down there. So I've been trying to see how they could push something to get those people down there something. That's why I was asking you if you went and how was it, you know.
Man, get mad
They ain't
love
get no
down-
entertainment.
Mad love down in Columbus, man.
Yeah.
Especially down there at After 5, man. They've been doing comedy at After 5, the sports bar down there. Doodoo Brown. Yeah, they got a live comedy scene. They show a lot of love when we do anything down there.
I'm gonna go down there, get you a house down there.
how much house you got?
Shit.
About $17,000.
It's $17,000, 10,
something
15,000.
now.
You probably got in about a couple of blocks and redo it.
They old though. They stupid houses. They be like 1.5 bathrooms, and then you get like 2.5 bedrooms. You gotta, what the fuck is the half bedroom?
Yeah, bedroom. That's when the beds that come out the wall.
Yeah, the kitchen in the living room.
As soon as you walk in the house, you're already in the kitchen.
But now, if there's some shit down there, like he said, then them houses that wasn't shit, the value gonna increase.
Well,
and people gonna need it now. If it's a factory, if it's some shit.
If it's something, they'll have some hope down there. That's why, you know, Drumline was about me being in the Columbus High School marching band.
That's what that's about. Shout out to Nick Cannon,
Come on,
too.
man.
Yeah, what up, Nick?
Come on, yeah.
What made you pick Nick?
Yeah.
Because Nick, when we were doing the movie, you're trying to find characters that's close to you and how you were at that time. You know what I'm saying? And
They get a movie a whole different perspective.
yeah, it was a high school story. You know, Zoe Saldana played Kim. I mean, Kim was Zoe basically kind of when we was growing up because she's like my best friend. But she played Bells. And so when I told the story to Fox, I just pitched it one day. I was young, so I was like, man, I don't know, I got a movie idea. You know, it's a musical. You know, what about a marching band? They was like, oh, that's like the Macy's Day Parade marching bands? I'm like, nah. And I came and filmed a battle of the bands. I went back and showed it to them. I'm like this. And they're like, what is that? And they were playing the lead. Dun, 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 dun. And so I was like, and I just told them my story while I was in there. I was like, yeah, it's about this kid that couldn't read music in the marching band. Really, my brother he was in the marching band first, and he was the section leader, right? So by the time I went into coming in as a freshman, he was leaving out as a senior, and everybody was waiting on my ass to come in. You know what I'm saying? Because he was section leader. So now the new section leader want to rough me up. That's why you got the problem with doing the movie.
Brian,
but I was so
man,
good because he would bring the drums home every day. You know what I'm saying? I would practice with his drum line all the time as a kid. So I just knew all my shit. So by the time I got to marching band, I played better than everybody, but I couldn't read shit. I still can't read shit.
You can't read music?
Oh, hell no.
My nigga, you live it though.
Hell no.
You live music.
They asked me to do this thing one time for Quincy Jones. They said, Quincy Jones wants you to be the music director for this thing they're doing in Washington, D.C., and he wants you to MD the band. I'm like, all right, cool, ain't no problem, I can do that.
Yeah, man.
I'm like,
Dallas, I gotta have
who's
you.
the band? Who's the band? I show up, it's damn Herbie Hancock, Greg Fillinganes, like a Bobby McFerrin.
He was just making all his instruments.
And it was a tribute to him, and it was like all these great musicians, and I'm like, I cannot read, I cannot read music. How am I gonna tell these people what to play? So I'll be like, 1, 2, 3, they go into the song, then Herbie Hancock said, let's go to G7 minor major. I was like, okay, 1, 2, 3. And when they start playing, my ear's good enough that I'll pick up. I'm in there. Now we got it. Let's go. We can play. Thriller. Let's go. No. Yeah. Change it again. Oh, now what if we played that in like C major? Bring it down 12 steps. I'm like, all right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hold on, man. Hold on. I said 12, man. Shit.
It went to the very end when I looked over and told Herbie Hancock after it was all over and done and all this shit. And we was having a jam section, and because I was turning the sheet music when I was playing. Like I was. I could not turn the sheet music.
Hold on. So you done went through the whole book on one song?
Yeah, man. I used to do that shit in marching band, at drumline. I was doing the same shit in the morning. In first period band, and dude looked over and said, Dallas ain't reading the music. I'm like, that's in the section. He was like, you gotta read the music. Can you read the music? I'm like, man, read that shit. Yeah, of course I know how to play that shit.
Right.
Come on, let's play. You hook up and you put that sheet music in front of me, that's Japanese. That shit just like, so yeah.
That's crazy.
So I still can't read, yeah.
Yeah, don't learn, bro. You've been
Do
successful.
not learn,
Yeah,
man.
Learn how to read that shit. It's gonna
Anybody
fuck
try to
everything
teach you to learn that shit, slap
You
the
gonna go
shit
back
out
and
your
look at your
head.
shit like, what was I thinking?
Nah, cause your shit work.
All these flat ass cards.
Some motherfuckers just see that shit and know how to. I don't know. Brains work crazy.
Exactly.
Like your computer different, bro. So
Yeah.
Old nigga voice.
Listen, whatever that shit is, you got it. You understand that? Don't learn how to read that shit, man. You already good.
I ain't never learned how to read shit, and look where I am.
Hey, look at what he did for me. 100 million. That's when people used to go to the record store.
That's damn straight too. That's real talk.
What did he say when you told him you couldn't read the music? He was like, we knew, man.
I said,
we
no,
knew.
no. He was like, what you mean you couldn't read the music? And I was like, I can't read none of that. He just started laughing. He was like, well, you did a great job. I just got through it. You know what I'm saying? I had to do that with Prince one time too. Like,
Hold up, bro. Wait a minute. Just hold up.
Hold on, man.
Wait.
No, you're not about to fuck me up again.
He got to. You can't.
Hold up, welcome back to the 85 South Show. If you don't know who this is Mr. Dallas Austin. He has had the most awesome life that a black man has been allowed to have. I'm telling you, man.
He has set the
This
standard.
Bruh.
Whatever you doing now, this man already did. The young producer in Atlanta with the poppin' ass place in the
Hold up.
studio.
Before you tell that story, you used to park your car in the principal spot?
yeah, MD Collins. Because I was so
What kind
happy.
of car was it?
It was a white BMW 528.
That's so disrespectful.
Because the principal could
damn.
never have one.
The principal was
different.
pulling up in a Yugo.
Okay,
You
but
don't
check-
even know what that
but check
is.
this out, because I saw Rico away with the phone, right? So I got this car. Now the car used to smoke like a motherfucker. It would leave a blue trail of smoke going down the highway. But I just wanted a BMW.
It was a
528.
diesel. You
Yeah,
should have
was-
told
yeah,
everybody it was diesel.
But that shit was fresh, looked good, pulled up in school to it, you know what I'm saying? Girls liked it. So I decided I had to get a phone though, because Rico had a phone. So I'm like, gotta have a phone in this bitch, you know what I'm saying, to top it off. So me and my cousin decided we were gonna go steal one. So we go to all
Great
the
idea.
all the apartments on Darby Road and on Riverdale. You go up in there, we pushing on the windows to see what window. Well, first you got to see who got a phone in the car. They got one. Okay, push the window. Will that crack? All right, let's try it. So first time, and this was bad. I was doing bad things back then on that.
Yeah,
show.
we don't condone none of this shit now.
Don't do the Tiger Woods on me. It's like,
It's all good.
so I took the brick, right, throw the brick, bam, shit won't break, because Mercedes had 2-ply windows, we didn't know that. So we go back and hide, go back around there, bam, that one didn't break. So then we found a truck, right? This truck got one, threw it through, bam, here we go, we got it. Get up in there, get the phone, we out here. Next day, I'm like, this shit is dope, and I gotta take it to Cartoons so they can hook it up for me, so it'll work, right? So I go to Cartoons, I pull up in there, I told homeboy, I said, yo man, I need to get my phone hooked up. He said, okay, no problem. He come and looked at it. So I got the phone, and the bass, just the phone. He goes, where's the rest of it? I said, what you mean? He said, all the stuff that go in the trunk, the bass, you know. He said, you know, the whole system is in the trunk, you just got the phone right here. So I'm like, oh shit. He said, where'd you get that phone from? And I was like, oh, my uncle gave it to me. He said, well, tell your uncle you need the rest of it. Because that shit ain't gonna work, that's just the phone. So from that point, I just double stick glued that shit in the car. And every time I pull up to the Crystal.
I thought the story was over. No, it gets even better.
I'll pull up that school like this and that motherfucker parking in the principal spot on that fake ass phone. Just like,
Put that bitch down.
just looking hard, bro. And then I worked in the jewelry store in the mall at the time. You know, Intrigue, they used to have all the gold chains, right? And so what I would do is, you know, don't do this at home. This ain't good for y'all to go do, all right? But don't get no tips. What I would do is I would put the chains in the garbage, right? Take trash out. So then I have my dudes from school from MD Collins, like Bear and all them would show up.
Don't say their name.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that, Bear.
It's probably, I don't know. It's natural.
Man, what the fuck, man?
Bear Rich now,
Hey, you about you, not me, baby. Hey, my wife heard that shit. Now I'm in the church group, man. I gotta go talk to that lady Wednesday. What lady? That lady. I gotta go down there and talk to them people Wednesday.
So I would go to school with all this gold on. I would take it all of my arms. I had like jewelry all of my arms, chains all on. I would have a black long coat on, some holy jeans and some football cleats, right? And my keyboard would be in a bag instead of my books.
You was way the fuck out.
So what I would do is just sell them bitches at school like all day long. Like, here, get $100 for a herringbone? I got you, $100 all day long. I'm taking McDonald's checks all day. And I got a stack, and that's how I ended up having a BMW and just kind of like starting to get my first keyboards and stuff up here. But don't do that at home, but I had to get that jewelry.
Bro, you've been an entrepreneur your whole life.
Hey, man.
That's a genius ass plan.
This motherfucker was doing some thievery shit. He probably replaced the shit with fake necklaces too.
I
Like
was
a
doing
real
all-
jewel thief, nigga. This
I
nigga
think if you was
put
on,
some
if you
Mardi
was
Gras
on Old
beads
National,
where the shit used
if
to
you
be.
if you was ever on Old National and Garby Road, and that was your stomping ground, then you was just doing devious shit. It wasn't nothing else to do but try to do some music and do some devious shit down in there.
Hold up, you act like we're gonna ignore the fact that you was just wearing football cleats to school every day.
I ain't never played football. It was just a thing. You know, in Atlanta, you had to live a part that back then. Like, so me and Divine Stevens would be at Vogue, right? And instead of wearing polo, we wanted to look like the polo man. You know, so we got the cardigans and you had your boots and the boots tucked in. You come to school with the whip, the turtleneck on, and the blazer. And you just skip the class. You just stand out in the hallway. So when everybody out there, then that's when we started dyeing the tree torns to match the tree torn sweaters. So everybody just started going out to Lennox and stealing shit and taking it back to get some better shit.
See,
and
that's
we was
the
at school just
story,
flying
man.
out. Lakeshore, me and Divine used to wear their hair up, Willie wear to death, like Willie wear long coats and like just fly out, just being, you know.
In the hallway.
Atlanta was like that. You just had to act out the whole part or whatever it was. Bring the tennis racket to school with the tree torns and the tennis racket.
So motherfuckers don't know where the shit. If you did it, he done it.
Bro,
That's-
this nigga say he want to dress like
The polo man. Not I don't want to dress like what they put on the mannequin. I want to put what's
You already
here.
know about the polo.
Bro,
I'm
you
turning to the
making me
man.
think I've been facing this whole life shit wrong.
You make me reevaluate everything, nigga.
I have never thought Oh, we going back to Prince. This was all leading up to that.
Oh, okay.
Please don't let me leave that out.
Okay,
That's the one.
bring that back.
Oh yeah, so Prince. So I grew up on Prince. Like everything ever done, all the music ever made, I would just sit and learn Prince records over and over and over and over. And I copied the address to Paisley, off the back of a Warner Brothers record when I was like 8. I sent the demo to Warner Brothers off the back of a Prince record. And they
8 years old?
Yeah, they sent me, it was Karlous, like Casio. I just copied that shit and mailed it. And they mailed back, we do not accept unsolicited material. But I had Warner Brothers letterhead, so I was like, Mom, look at this. And she's like, what are you doing? I was like, I got this from Prince, you know. I was thinking I got it from Prince. I didn't know too much about Warner Brothers. So then, as I fast forward through my life, as I started doing TLC, and I would do interviews and say stuff about Prince, you know, like I grew up on Prince. So one day he tells me in L.A. Reid, come to Paisley Park. He had just finished building Paisley Park. And he had changed his name to the symbol, and you know, he was early on the internet. And so we go there, and I see him walking down this long corridor, and I'm like, holy shit, that's him. Like my idol, and he's walking, he's got this cane, he's like got this pimp walking, he's coming down this corridor. He keeps
So he was actually walking?
Oh, he was walking. He had a cane, but he was pimp walking. And he pulled up on me and he just put the cane in my face like this and said, Michael Jordan should make his own Nikes. And I was like, huh?
That was the first thing he said to you.
The very first thing my idol ever said to me. But then he goes, come here. And now I'm just like, now we're going through like Wonderland. He takes me in a room with all these clothes and he's like, see everything in here? We make all of that, it's all mine. We make everything in-house. Everything's in-house. See this? You gotta make your own stuff. I'm like, all right, cool. He says, see, I'm telling you, Michael Jordan should have made his own Nikes. All right, cool. So then we go in another room. He's sitting at the console singing Bet You By Golly Wow. He just sits down and starts singing Bet You By Golly Wow. And he's putting himself in different harmonies and I'm just sitting there looking at this dude, this is insane. He gets up, boom, come on, let me show you this. And he's walking me around Paisley Park, showing us all the stuff, right? So he goes, you know what, man? I'm gonna do a concert for you. Cause I was just talking about all his songs and I know every record, Sister Party, Up Head, everything, B-sides. And so he's like, you come back tonight, I'm gonna do a concert for you. I'm like, shit, okay. So me and L.A. Lee, we come back later on that night. We go into what is like the big studio he has, like in Graffiti Bridge. And so now he's called about maybe 25 people from being on the internet at that time. You know, he had this whole Glam Slam thing. So it's just us sitting there, and all of a sudden, lights go off, boom, smoke comes off, he's on a moving sidewalk, playing 1999. He's coming in this moving sidewalk, lights, band, full on concert, right? So I'm like, whoa, shit, you know. Then he starts to go, boom, what do you want to hear next? And I'm like, she's always in my hair. He goes, 1, 2, 3, 4. What do you want to hear next? Raspberry Beret. He's like, 1, 2. Like he would go into him that fast, like with his band, right? So then he goes and starts jamming and he starts playing this song I did called Black People on the Highland Place Mobsters record. D-Nice played it the other day. Thank you, D-Nice, by the way.
Shout out to D-Nice.
D-Nice.
Playing Highland Place.
Shout out to D-Nice.
Love you, D-Nice. And so he starts playing this song, Black People, and he goes, I got one of my favorite producers in the house. Dallas, come to the stage. Oh, no. I'm not getting on stage with Prince. That ain't happening. Like, he gonna outplay you. He always battles people. He always challenges people. Like, he did the shit to Lenny, and I saw what he did to Lenny on that. We called Lenny Kravitz So Dead. And Lenny started doing the kink, and he started killing this shit. So I'm like, I'm not going on stage. Well, a security guard comes down and says, boss wants you on the stage. I said, no, man, I'm good, man. I'm good. He said, no, you gotta go. I gotta take you to the stage. You gotta tell him you're good. Shit. So he keep going, Dallas, come to the stage. Dallas,
On the mic.
On the mic. Yeah, full on while he's playing. Where's Dallas? Dallas, come to the stage. I'm like, shit.
Is he saying it like Prince? Dallas!
But I know his musicians are incredible. They're like, okay, I can play some stuff. I play some instruments, yeah, but they play all day. That's all they got to do 24/7 is be ready for when Prince say 1, 2, 3, play this, right? So I'm like, fuck, okay, I'm not going near a guitar, that's for sure. So I go where the keyboard guy is. He's like, come on down, let's play it. So now he's playing guitar at the time. So he's thinking the keyboard. I'm like, cool, I got this. So I go, get over the keyboard on. I'm playing with him like this. Yeah, this is good. I look back for 2 seconds. I look back over him. This nigga went put on a big ass keyboard. Right? And now,
one of these? The shit you can carry around?
Like this. And he comes back to me, come on, get some.
Not the guitar.
But it's big. It's like bigger than him. This shit is huge. He just wearing my ass out. He is fucking wearing my ass out. And this is louder than mine too, so I'm not standing a chance. So I just turn my shit around, turn it down, turn the whole volume off. and go crazy. Killing the shit. Yeah, but
you the smartest motherfucker to ever exist.
I got to do that at least one time. Next time somebody come on,
man,
nothing
ain't
what you doing?
nothing better than go
Do a
stage
whole
and jam
show.
with somebody, just turn that shit down and watch how good your shit is. You ain't worried about making no mistakes, nothing. You just rocking out.
You couldn't beat him.
But then he came to Atlanta one time. I was talking to him on the phone, and when D'Angelo did "How Does It Feel," I was like, "Man, you should take your name Prince back." Really? Why? Like, cause it's kind of missing. This dude's got the records sound like you. It's kind of make you feel like Prince. You just come on, man. This is crazy. Cause we used to talk a lot of times about masters. I had labels for so long that, you know, that's why I'm like the guru of it, because I've been through all the fires. You know what I'm saying? So I started having an independent record company myself at 20 years old, and from that point on, from that to Free World to everything. So that's embedded in his head when he talks to me. And he was always, Dallas, you know, they own the slaves. When they own the master, you're a slave, you know. And well, shit, they gave $300 million, what are you then? Like, you know, it's all for either this or that. But he was really headstrong about doing that. So as I'm talking to him on the phone about taking his name Prince back, these facts is coming through, free TLC, free TLC. And I'm like, is that you? I'm like, yeah, you tell L.A. Reid, you know, when he frees TLC, and I'm like, what this got to do about your name coming back, bro? And he was just like, that's it, you tell L.A. Reid this. So then when he shows up this night, and he comes to Atlanta to play a Prince concert, I'm like, he can't be playing a Prince concert, you know. He would call and say, guess what, I'm playing a Prince concert, you know. So sure enough, I go down to the concert, and he has a room full of people sitting around like this, and he's trying to make them play his records, because remember, they banned playing his records. Because when you're at Warner Brothers, when you're at a label like that, worst thing you can do is have a catalog that big and then try to go against them at the end of the day, because they're gonna beat you with your own catalog. All right, so once he left Warner Brothers and caused all the ruckus and said, fuck that, I'm gonna go be Prince and the symbol and the sign and all this, they said, okay, go ahead, throw a tantrum. We're gonna put out all your shit and it's gonna kill everything you're doing. So they put out all those B-sides. Remember that set they did, had everything on the B-sides, to this, to that, the others. But he came back this night trying to get people to play his record, and he had all the radio people in Atlanta sitting in a room like this. So I walk in the room and he goes, aha, now Dallas is here. Now we can really get down to it. So I'm like, get down to what? I'm telling all them, they slaves in here because they can't play my record. They listen to their masters at the radio station. The program directors are master and they're slaves, right, Dallas? I'm like, I'm in Atlanta, I live with these people. I can't be saying no shit like that, you know? And so finally, but I'm looking at him, I'm like, he got his hair flipped like the Prince cover, and he got the little, you know, khaki raincoat on. And so I keep looking at him like, is he gonna be Prince for real tonight and not say nothing? He gonna just kind of keep going off on them like he gonna use it. Yo, so I got a new record coming out. You can't play my record without your program director, right? And you might be like, well, no, I played it a couple times. See, slave, you. And I'm just over there like, whoa. One guy, he goes, you can't play my record, right? Because I got a new record coming out. What about you? He says, I got a gospel station. I sing to God. See, slave, right? So, but then he clears it all up. He goes downstairs and we go to watch the concert. And I keep thinking, if he comes out playing with Uptown, if he comes out with that snare drum, he gonna play this whole fucking Prince show. Sure enough, he came out with a snare drum. He came out full on Prince, full on trench coat, first guitar, hair, red bandana, playing head, sexuality, all the Prince shit, right? So about halfway through the show, he said, turn the lights up for a second. He turned the lights up. And he goes, you're still going to the master slave thing again, you know. If they own your masters, that makes you a slave. Therefore, I got a new record coming out. And if anybody want to get my record, Dallas got it. Go talk to Dallas. I'm like, what? Lights on, bright light in the house. Got to get it from Dallas. Tick it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get a dark.
Got to get it from Dallas.
Dallas got the music.
Dark was next day in my studio, bro. It was cars lined down the street, right? The phone's going off all day long, and I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know what he's talking about. I have no idea what he's talking
Dallas, about this Prince record.
I called his people. I said, Charlotte's my sister. You got to call them and ask them what's going on with this. It's crazy. People keep calling about Prince. They call him. The boss said, how many pieces you want?
One.
Yeah. I said, what do you mean, how many pieces I want? He said, don't you got a record company, a record store? I said, no, man, I got a record company. That's a different story. I don't have a record store. Oh, he said, oh, he thought you wanted to buy his records and put them on the record store. I said, no, man, but y'all got a bunch of people out here that want to get this shit, so I guess we'll put it out somewhere. No, he's you know, with that he was just the baddest. To me, it was just he's the baddest person to ever hit the planet.
Man, that's the craziest shit
That's
ever.
friends said you got his record
Oh, yeah, like I'm in the record store, so
and didn't tell you shit about.
I ain't even heard the record. I don't know what he's talking about. This shit's
You
crazy.
can't even ask him about the record. So what's over the what record?
I don't know what you're talking
You want something from me too, slave? What? what is this slave shit?
Slave. I used to have it written on the side of his face.
Nigga ask a question, whatever the answer is.
Slave. Hey man, I saw a piece of an interview that Tiny did, and she said you told them they sung too loud.
What, Escape?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Only him was research like that.
well,
He said the shit.
no, because like when they all sung out, you know what I'm saying? Like they all were singing like full voice for them. So they're saying understand or whatever they're singing is full voice. And when we were doing like TLC, things like that, we were just
That
working a little,
smooth shit.
it was just different. And that's what made them, I think, you know, appeal to people because they were singing out like that. And they had everybody was singing from here, you know? And maybe that's why they were getting into it too, because everybody was just like singing from here. Usually somebody ain't singing from there. Somebody's softer, somebody's harder, somebody can sing loud. But all of them are singing from here. And that was just like new in that sense. You know, even In Vogue was singing like softer and like different in the tones than Escape, if you listen to Escape stuff. So it wasn't just louder, it was like really singing from the gut, which makes you sing louder.
Bro, that shit was so funny.
That shit hilarious, man. Like, you got the best goddamn outlook on how Atlanta done changed. Like, what's the biggest differences?
Ooh, man. Well, you know what's crazy is like during the early 90s and stuff, like we were going to Jelly Beans and you know, it was big dope boys back then. Like the Miami Boys was here, like, and so it was always like dope. It was always like, you know, it was a little bit crazy. It was always killings and stuff. And then we saw Atlanta go through a phase where music kind of came in, and I think people started to say we could do that. And so all that started to change into a whole music focus. Like once I did Another Bad Creation, then Jermaine did Crisscross, and then Arrested Development came. We started covering these different spectrums, like of the South, that started making us have our own shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Because we were always like, well, New York ain't accepting us, California ain't accepting us, we got to make our own shit. And that was the first wave of us starting to get like our own amalgamation, because we were pulled from everybody. We like Hank Shockley, we like Dr. Dre. We weren't scared to be like, I like everybody. We want to sound like everybody. So it was interesting because, you know, we didn't really know. We just wanted to get to we just wanted to get to this point at some point, you know. But first it was about riding around listening to that shit in your car on 285, or like dressing the act, putting the pictures to it, making the music, being like, oh shit, and then we just ride out listening to it. And then when people started getting successful, you saw Atlanta change into the lawyers started to get record. Everybody started to get record companies. They was like, this shit is popping. We need a record company. We need a record company. So it opened up the gates for a lot of talent to go through also. Right. You know, and then New York and LA, they used to call us like, what do y'all know down there that we don't know? What is going on? Like, y'all got something crazy going on. Like, y'all are selling records because other people wasn't selling records like that. Like even the Marys and New York records, they would do their platinums and double platinums. We were doing like 9, 10 million records, 10, 12 million records. Like our first thing, if a record was coming out, we'd be like, damn man, how many are we gonna sell the first week? 500,000 or 700,000?
What year is this?
92 up.
Shit, 7.
Yep, 92 all the way up to like Napster and everything else kicked in, because our record range was like, distribution back in the day meant that you had trucks and you had the print it from somewhere, and the trucks had to take it to Walmart or take it to Tower, wherever it was going. And if you were in different territories, like if you were in London or if you're in wherever you are around the world, it wasn't like now where you can hit a button and it goes everywhere. They had to literally print them up over there and ship them over there and all this, right? So the record sales was different, and it was like $20 for an album, $16 for an album. So we were making so much money, and And it was enough for everybody because it was just so much money crammed into that CD cost back then, and then it wasn't that accessible. So if you sold, you sold. There wasn't no other way to get it, you know.
Somebody went to go get that.
Went to go get it.
Hell yeah.
So we were selling
Got to go get it.
crazy
You
records,
said
bro.
that about the shit. I got to go get it.
I got to get out there early in time and get that. The new guy coming out, I got to go get that. I got to be out the first one to get it. So, seeing that transformation, and then we went through where we were selling so many records down here. It was just like, and that's what's making us sustain to this point, because we sold so many types of records out of Atlanta, or so many types of artists. You start to see people sprout up, like they'll come to the studio one day, singing a song like, Aaron Hall or something.
Hey, what's up? It's your man Karlous Miller. You will not believe this, man. DraftKings is giving away $55 million. They have this Super Bowl prediction challenge. All you have to do is go to the website, DraftKings.com, and enter the free Super Bowl prediction giveaway. You can win instant prizes all the way up to $25,000. Some people might win 5, some people might win 1, but it's crazy because they're giving away money. They got $55 million because they're the official partner of Super Bowl 55. So they're giving away $55 million. Download the DraftKings app now and use promo code 85South to enter the free $55 million Super Bowl prediction challenge. Everyone gets an instant prize up to $25,000 just for playing. So use promo code 85South now and enter the free $55 million Super Bowl challenge only at DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of Super Bowl 55. Terms, conditions, and eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details. Terms and conditions do apply because that's how sweepstakes work. But go, sign up, use the promo code. I'm telling you, it's too good to be true, but it's true. Because I talked to the people over there and they told me, make sure you tell them to sign up to win some of this money that we're giving away. And I was like, just give it to me. And they was like, no, sign up. So I even went and used the promo code, trying to wait and see if I won some. But that don't stop me from telling you because they got enough money for all of us. Use the promo code so we can win as a team, 85%ers. Let's do it. I wouldn't lie to you unless I won $55 million.
Hold on. Look at this kid.
Let me tell you this story, Dallas. Aaron Hall, right? He was performing. Guy had this, they performed after this comedy show we had. This nigga Aaron Hall singing this song, sound exactly like the CD nigga. This nigga was singing, wiped his face, and didn't even fuck up the song. I was like, this nigga ain't real, bro. That shit sound exactly like the shit, like this nigga was playing. This nigga was singing that shit live.
That's because there wasn't no auto-tune back then. It's like,
That
you gotta
nigga was
realize
killing
that
shit.
if you
All
can
the
sing,
aunties.
you had to be able to sing, bro. Wasn't no way to. Matter of fact, what invented auto-tune is people going, like, even when we did TLC, they used to be like, don't y'all got that thing on their voice? Like, it ain't no thing to have on their voice. You just gotta keep doing that shit until you get it right. And so people kept thinking that about stuff, that isn't that something magic box that fixes it? Like, when I was doing Another Bad Creation, I would sample their whole verse and fix it with a pitch wheel on the keyboard. Because it was 5, you can't, you had to have a guideline singing it and then try to fix it like this. But, I think that's one of the biggest differences today is that, you had to be able to have talent because they had to spend so much money on you to record you. Like, it's half of the shit you hear right now, more than half of it, we never got signed, ever, because you had to spend money on the shit. So if somebody came in your room and they're going, hey, when that whole shit was going on where everybody's singing on lean, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like going up on the Tuesdays and those kind of records started coming around. And people, I was sitting at BMI one day and I was sitting with some of the country people and he was performing that record and I was like, if this song walked into your office in country in Nashville, what would you say about it? He said, what the fuck is going on? Because it takes so much money. When you're doing music, it takes money to record the talent. And if you're not talented, I'm not gonna spend my money on you.
Right.
User-generated content came in, let's say around the time of Soulja Boy, right? Where it meant that you can make your music on a computer, upload your music, and distribute it at MySpace, right? So now you done cut out the distributors, you done cut out the talent gate, you done cut out everybody who can say no, and it's only up to the consumers. Now, most of the consumers you got can't sing, can't rap, can't do none of that either, right? So that's why some of the most simple shit that you wonder, why is that making it? Because most of the people that singing and rapping it can't sing and rap either. So that's easy for them to say that. It's easy for them to sing along to that. And when that floodgate opened, instead of it being like, hey, I want to sing as great as Whitney, or I want to sing as great as, perform as great as this person, or Michael, whoever. It started being like, oh, my caliber's down here, because that shit, I can do what he's doing.
Yeah.
So I just want to do, and so that opened up this gate of user-generated content, and it lowered the quality of music that you had to reach for in order to make it. Like, you had to really, like, go through, like, for us, I spent so much time playing keyboards and playing over songs and learning how to write songs in my life. It was just, I don't even know how many hours it's been, because I didn't do shit else. You know, it wasn't as easy as let me turn on my Mac and it's gonna do it for me, or here's the 808 sound, so that's half the song already. So it wasn't, you know, we used to search for drum sounds, like how do I find a snare drum? How do I find a hi-hat that Jermaine ain't using? Like, our sounds was like our grail, like, no, you can't get my sounds, dog, that's my sounds, you know what I'm saying? Now it's like, wait, about to get my sounds, you can have them.
Nigga slapped the shit out of somebody about his sounds. Nigga, I heard that goddamn drum pattern before, motherfucker.
Nigga, you would get fucked up over them sounds,
What the fuck is wrong with this nigga, man?
I'm telling you.
Oh, you thought I wasn't gonna say shit. So you saying those not my symbols? So them not my symbols.
Nigga, you ain't never used a triangle in your motherfucking life.
Okay.
You ain't never used a triangle, nigga.
Since when?
That's a legit
Since
one.
when since when do niggas come in on the xylophone? I tell you since when. Since we forgetting every motherfucking thing. Nigga, this nigga played a harmonica too.
Yeah, I used to be mad. I hear damn, they took my snare drum. I have my one snare. You know, everybody at some point have your sound that you like. I would always just veer away, and then anytime something got popular, I would like go try to do some whole other shit. So if I did enough over here, and I'm like, well, let me go do pop rock. Let me go do Pink and Gwen Stefani and Anastasia and Duran Duran and all this kind of stuff, because I grew up on a lot. You know, I grew up on all that shit, wanting to be them and watching them on MTV, like with their keyboards with the names on the back. And I just wanted to have one keyboard that I could afford with my name, with Korg or Roland or something on the back of that shit, you know. Yeah. And my brother financed it for me in Columbus, and it was like $1,200. It took 5 years to finance the shit.
God damn.
It was broke. It was broke. You know, and I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here, and this is gonna be my saving grace. And that's.
You took the keyboard with you.
Yeah, my brother. Yeah. So I was down there playing Get It Up in Columbus, Georgia, right? Yeah. And my mom's down in. And we were in the hood, and the house was a little crooked, and the restaurant was connected to it, and that's why she had a soul food restaurant. But I was playing Get It Up over and over and over again on this keyboard that he bought me, that I've just died to have, the Roland GX3P, right? And he came in and Mom said clean up. He on Budweiser's, you know, I ain't paying attention to it. He picked the keyboard up and throw it, and it breaks into like a million pieces and shit. So I'm like, I go into shock right now. I used to have a knife fetish when I was a kid because everybody's bigger than me. So I just get knives and play, boom, 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 right? You know how your brothers used to hold you down and put their knees in the chest, put the Charlie horse in your chest and shit? Yeah, because I was the youngest one, so they would do all that shit, so I had a knife thing. So I went downstairs, got the biggest knife I could find out the kitchen. My mom was like, where you going? I'm like, I'm fucking killing him. He broke my keyboard. Ran upstairs with a knife and tried to get my brother. My mom was like, what are you doing? So I made a big ass deal out of him and said, fuck that. This dude broke my keyboard. Greyhound bus station is next door from my house, like three doors down. I packed my shit up and went to Greyhound. Like, I'm going to Atlanta. I was like 12. Damn. My mom was like, so it was nighttime too. I've been crying all day and shit. This nigga broke my keyboard. So I used to sleep with the keyboard. I started with a Casio and I was like, Mom, every Christmas get me a bigger keyboard. You know what I'm saying? And so I got now to some shit that I can actually be in bands with and sound like this shit on the radio.
Your shit was tough.
And now you're gonna buck my shit up. So she came around the Greyhound bus station. She was like, yo, what are you doing? Like, I'm going to Atlanta, still Monte Clara. I can't make it down here. This thing done broke my keyboard. And she's like, are you serious? She's like, no, you just mad. I know you mad. Just come on back home and like we'll talk about it. And tomorrow, if you still feel that way, then, you know. I go home, sit down, look at my keyboard all night, mad as shit. I get back up next morning, pack my shit, take some money out the cash register, because, you know, we had our own little soul food restaurant. Get some money out the cash register.
It's a motherfucking game.
I tell you what, cha-ching.
I'm out this bitch.
I go back to the bus station, yo, and I'm sitting there. It's daytime now, so I'm ready. I'm waiting on the Atlanta bus to come. I'm out, mad as fuck. My mom was like, yo, what are you doing? You really leaving me, huh? I'm like, he broke my keyboard. I cannot be a big record producer down here. This dude broke my shit. She said, I'll tell you what, if you're that serious, give me some time to sell that restaurant. I'm going with you. You ain't leaving me down here. She said, give me 3 months. Sell the restaurant. I'm going to Atlanta with you. I got to find a job, whatever, but give me the time. You're that determined to go, we're going. She left. We came up here and she started working at Po Folks on Old National. And while she was doing that, I was in Charlestown like this. All day long. Wires running into the bathroom, niggas recording like the Chip and some of the dudes in the neighborhood come singing, recording all the time. She coming home with flour on her face, mad as hell. Like my brother selling dope up and down Godby Road. We just had it full on going on all day. That's why in ATL, my Uncle George, then the movie was real, and we used to get locked in, was it Safeway on Old National or something like that, and clean up at night. Damn. And we would go skating every Sunday. And during that time, it was like, it was just amped up, bro. It was just like everything you could have going down, dope deals all day long, dope deals going on in the Pofo parking lot.
It's about him.
Like,
he come back to the one, dog.
Yeah, you remember ATL, Uncle George, that's my uncle. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we was out there Safeway.
Look, this shit is regular to you. You fucking my whole life up. First of all,
you know what?
Michael Jackson go from over here to over there.
First and foremost.
Michael Jordan needs to make his own Nikes. Come here. You want a peanut butter sandwich? You want one?
Hey, I'm listening to this shit and you like.
But we don't have none because they slaves. That's slave food. Dallas.
Popeyes.
Dallas.
Slave.
yo, man.
You have worked with everybody even JT Money.
JT Money, yo,
That's one of my favorite people of all time.
What people don't realize is that Tricky Stewart did Who That, right? They don't know who they think did Who That, but that's Tricky Stewart. And
Bro, we just found out you produced Must Be the Money.
oh shit,
You are the infamous producer behind Must Be the Money. Dallas Austin produced Must Be the Money. We have been searching. You trying to do that? Yeah, he did this. This your work?
Come on, man.
hold on. Let me tell you that now. This is a good one. All right, so Suge Knight is at my studio.
That's a good one.
No, that's exactly how a good
This will
story
start off
started out. Me and Suge Knight.
So me and Suge
We at
Knight.
Subway.
So he had the studio, right? I had a group illegal, making Jamal, so we was trying to get work from Dre and from Colin Wolf. So he's there one day and he says, Dallas, Deion Sanders wants you to do a song on him. You know, we got him on death row now. He wants you to do a record on him. My initial response was like, nah, man. I mean, he's a football player. I love Deion. He's great. He's got go to his club, all that. But singing a song? No, man. He want to rap a song. He wants you to do it. I'm like, Suge, man. I'm talking to Suge, by the way. So I'm like, shit. I'm in this instance right now. Like, what do I do? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, man. It's just, I don't know if I can do that, bro. I don't think that's gonna work out. He said, I'll be right back. He come back in. He got a photo album full of cars. He said, pick a car. It's Lamborghinis. It's Rolls Royces. It's all. Pick a car, man. Just whatever car you want, I give it to you. Go ahead, take care of that for me with Deion. I'm like thinking to myself, I cannot take a car from this nigga. That's gonna make me go like they're gonna be really indebted. I can't do this. It's like
can't do that.
I know the street game. You know what I'm
you
saying? Like, yeah, give me a ride, and I got you. I'm like, I can't do that either. So he goes, God didn't talk to Deion. He come back. He said, Deion really wants you to do the song, man. Now I'm feeling like this nigga about to be like, and you gonna do it?
You got one more chance.
He said, I'll tell you what. He just wants you to do Must Be the Money or Must Be the Music, man. I give you $250,000 to do that right now. I said, you want me to take Must Be the Music and do you want me to do that now for $250,000? He said, I get you right now. I got that record in the back, my nigga. Let's go. I went straight back to the back, went through my records. Put that, oh yeah, Must Be the Music. I love this record. Let's go. Put it together. Boom, boom. That's the most money I ever got paid for one song, like at one time like that.
Shout out to Suge Knight.
Shout out to Suge.
Must be the money. Dallas Austin produced.
Shout out to Deion too, because nobody knew I did. And then by the time I didn't think Deion was gonna go through all the way with it. By the time they did it, he was full on. You know,
He did it.
He did it.
All the way.
Nobody, yeah, you're right. Nobody knew I did that record either, because I was like, oh man, I was.
Bro, you have done so much music with shit. Everybody who's good. Madonna.
Oh yeah.
That's the freakiest nigga in the world. I just want you to know why he said that. That's the freakiest nigga in the world right there, Dallas.
Hey,
You know how every crew got a nigga, that's him.
he got an ankle fetish. He like his ankles to be out.
This nigga remains the same temperature no matter the season.
Or you freezing outside.
Yo, man, it was crazy because working with Madonna, it was more like, you know, again, I'm Atlanta to death. I got like dreads down in here. I'm at my studio, like I'm just in my own shit. I ain't really like too, you know, shaken by anybody. But then they called and said, okay, she called the studio, and my security guard called, man, somebody talking about she Madonna on the goddamn phone. I'm like,
That's
yeah,
how he
all right.
came and
Yeah,
said
man,
that?
somebody's talking about she Madonna on the phone. So I'm like, huh? He's like, no, I told him, I knew it wasn't her, man. So, you know, but they didn't call like 1 or 2 times or something like that. So I'm like, and this wasn't the back day when you had the text and all that. So it was just like, all right. So then they called again. He's like, you want to take this call? And I said, yeah. And then I picked up the phone. She goes, Dallas? I'm like, holy shit. This is Madonna, ain't it? I said, yeah. I was like, oh, because you wouldn't expect her to be called in the studio, but a manager had talked to mine before and gave him a number. So she's like, I want to come to Atlanta and come have a meeting with you. And so I'm like, all right. So she comes down. I'm still Atlanta to death, bro. I'm like, back then I didn't talk at all. I wasn't talking to nobody. I was just like chilling. And so she came in, and then we started to. She's like, yo, I just want my record to sound like what you do. I love your records. I love this. And then the other. And so she said, so we hit it off good. And she goes, well, I'm gonna be in California. I want you to come out to Miami and California, come meet the people we're working with, da da da. So I'm kind of like on a little Madonna tour, right? First stop is gonna be LA, and then I'm gonna go to Miami, right? And meet her out there. So I go to LA, and she has this castle, right? It's the castle that I think Al Capone or somebody used to live in, but she painted the shit burgundy and yellow stripes. The whole castle.
What?
Right?
Bruh.
In LA.
Wait a minute.
Because
This nigga said Madonna bought a castle.
This was a castle, bro.
Painted vertical.
But this is what she had told me about the castle, right?
I'm gonna put this weed down.
She said,
Cause the shit you
see
be
the
saying,
lighter.
the shit he be saying so regular. Nigga, Madonna got a castle.
she was a castle, but she painted the shit striped, right? Like burgundy yellow or some shit. And
I
that was
don't
the big
expect nothing
trip
less.
about it. So I go to the house. She ain't there. The housekeeper's there, but she had told me already, and us talking. She goes, you know, I got a ghost. I said, what you mean? She said, I got a ghost at my place in LA, and I could tell it's a woman because she throws my shoes around sometimes, or I buy something like a carpet or something. I come in the room and it's missing. So I'm like, all right, you know.
Jackson.
I know. So for real, right? So I go to this house, and she's not there. I'm supposed to be there in LA, but she's like, go stay at the castle while you know. So me and my man Dave Gates, we go up in there. We're like, shit, look at this fucking castle. Like we just like, this is out of control. Long castle tables, big castle doors, like everything was just insane. We ain't never seen nothing like that being from Atlanta either. So I go in the room, and so we jumped on the bed. I'm like, shit, let's turn on BET. So we like watching TV, like sitting there drinking beer, like smoking, because it's just me and Dave there, you know what I'm saying? And the housekeeper's downstairs, right? So it's a wall, like when you walk out the door, it's like, see how those doors against those walls right there, they're flat. The castle door is huge, it's flat against the wall, right? So we've been in there just tripping. Like, I'm just like bugging, like, nigga, we in Madonna fucking room, like, you know. Get ready, walk out to go to my meeting. That damn castle door slammed so hard, bro, it just went, wow. So I was like, what the fuck? Dave was like, what the fuck was that? Because it's impossible for the door to do that, right? And the housekeeper was coming up the steps. She's like, oh yeah, that's the ghost. She was just mad y'all was in the room. I still got the garage door opener, because I left. I was supposed to go back that night, so I had the gates open and stay there. That shit slammed so hard, it was insane. And then by the time we started working together, I was hanging with my man Jack, you know, Haitian Jack. I was hanging with him when I started working with Madonna, and that's how they got their, you know, the Tupac, Haitian Jack, Madonna connection. All of that shit started going on at the same time, but.
Boy, you are the square root of black history. Nigga,
But it's just like, it's like Martin Luther King was like, death!
Hey, big dog.
You got Atlanta, bro.
Dude, we came up in an era where like everything was just like, I think it was the verge of everything, you know, us starting everything, and then it was the city started just rolling, the city started just being like, everybody just became interested in us. Everybody from everywhere became interested in Atlanta. Like, what's going on there? How do we get a sound of it? How do we get a piece of it? And it just became that time when everybody was just rolling, like, The East Coast West Coast battle started here, right down at Jaguars, right at the club here, where all of us in that JD's party. It's like, you know, so much stuff has happened. All of us in the spot. And there's Puff and there's Suge and there's the beef in the club and everybody's all tense and shit. And then next thing you know, go outside, his boy get popped across the street. And then here we go, East Coast, West Coast. From that point on, all that shit just kept going and kept going. But it all started right out here.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, man. I think it's a product of everybody. And then, you know, for me during that time, I was just working with everybody, Mick Jagger and Stevie Nicks and every big kind of rock star I started bringing into town. Kind of just rolling around Atlanta with people like that, and then just taking them to MJQ, like taking Janet Jackson to MJQ.
You do know you was fucking people up when you was doing it, right? Like, nigga, I might have been high, but I was on Old National last night, bro. It was fucking Dallas Austin and Mick Jagger in that bitch. Getting some lemon pepper wings at the motherfucking crow's nest. I swear to God, bro. It was Dallas Austin, Bobby Brown,
Bobby McFerrin,
and motherfucking Michael McDonald.
At the Crystal.
It was JT Money. A nigga with a yellow suit on. Dallas Austin, he wasn't talking to nobody because, you know, he hear the music in his head, so he can't. That's what niggas used to say, bro. Bro, Dallas don't be talking because he hear music in his head.
Man, I was
You still get motherfuckers trying to get you to fuck with that music?
You had notorious silence for a minute.
The thing was, it was a trip because I was really just shy as shit. And so I would have my shades on all the time because I didn't want to be fucking with nobody, right? But then they'd be like, oh, that what Dallas how cool he is. I just want to go home, nigga. Like, I don't even want to be in here. I don't want no class ring. I don't want to do none of that shit. I don't want to go to the prom. I just want to go to the crib. Like, I was always that dude. And so it just kind of came along with the territory of then doing so much shit at the same time, man.
You just knew what to do, when the fuck to do it, dog. Like, your whole life.
Your timing is impeccable.
Yeah, this motherfucker ain't missed none of the shots when it was time. Like, he knew when it was time to go. Like, mama, sell that restaurant.
Sell that restaurant, mom. Let's get
the
out
fuck
of
out of
here.
Madonna's
Come
castle.
on. I promise you, I'm gonna be in Madonna's castle, fucking a ghost. She gonna get mad. That's the part he left out. He stayed one night before, fucking around like, Madonna fucked me. Madonna like, no, I didn't.
And Madonna ain't shit for leaving you in a haunted castle by yourself.
With a ghost, she ain't even tamed her own ghost.
Man, Dallas, stay in my house and see if the ghost is there. The people downstairs, that goddamn ghost gonna be mad. She got them niggas up there in their bed.
You know that ghost don't like black people.
They up there watching Mike Tyson and shit on HBO. The goddamn ghost just passive aggressive old white bitch. Nigga. I wish you would leave.
You ain't gotta tell my ass twice, nigga. I'm out of there.
Go
I'm
back
like,
to your neighborhood. That shit good.
Damn, man.
yeah, man.
Ghosts gotta work the other way too, though. You gotta hunt the shit out of white people. There's gotta be some black ghosts fucking with them niggas. You know somebody gentrified a crack house. Nigga, in the middle of the night, the stove just cut on. Honey, are you boiling water?
Babe, have you seen my wallet? Every morning I wake up, it's $20 missing on my wallet. Babe, I know I'm not tripping. That's $80 this week.
Did you put this baking soda on the counter?
You slapping food out their mouth.
Both ways. I keep dropping the meatballs.
It's crazy, yo.
That shit gotta go both ways.
There's some niggas getting revenge out there.
Out there, this
Just
motherfucker.
unhooking the cable slowly.
On their favorite shit. Niggas just change their channel. I don't know why it keeps going to BET. I'm sick of watching Baby Boy. I've seen it plenty of times.
The TV just pop on in the middle of the night.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
That shit hilarious.
It's the thing we got. You know, it used to be a point where in Atlanta, we didn't really, mess with New York people at all, right? So it got to the point that even when Puff and people wanted to come down here, niggas start calling each other, like big boys start calling out, yeah, Queen Latifah, them trying to buy land. We gonna let them do that shit? I don't know, dog. You know, them, they trying to buy land on Old National. We gonna let them do that shit? I don't know, man. What y'all think? What you think? What you think? Because this shit's country, and we protect that shit because so many people ran in here and either fucked us over or ran out or kind of, you know, took the culture, ran out. You know, so we always been, and Gip and them was the worst about it. Gip and them was just like, oh, no. Zaga, coming down here.
Don't come down here trying to steal all the country man land.
Hey. Yeah, man. So, but then when I left, I had Rowdy in New York, and LA was supposed to have, you know, Rowdy being the rap label, but then LA some kind of way sound outcast to LaFace, and I'm like, well, hold on. It's supposed to be the rap label. Oh man, I didn't think you really liked them like that. You didn't think I like Outkast? I'm from Atlanta. What you talking about? Well,
That nigga,
you know,
he said you, what?
Because I
Why do them motherfuckers be doing this?
Because you know what it is? They had just, you know, Players Ball took off from being a record that was a Christmas song.
The Christmas song, right?
And when it took off, they needed something to take off because LaFace at that point was just getting, that went through a lot of down, you know, acts that spent a lot of money and stuff like that before they really started making money again.
Right.
And so then I got mad and I was like, you know what? I'm up here in New York, don't want to be up in this motherfucker in the first place, and then you're gonna sign Outkast to LaFace, I'm out. So I went to Clive, I gotta go to Atlanta, I don't wanna be up here. And so he was like, all right, well, because I thought he was gonna be like, okay, well, we're gonna close the label down. He was like, no, take it with you, let's start over. Like, just, you know, if you wanna go to Atlanta, I understand. And at the same time, Puff had got into it with Andre and was getting fired for Uptown. So he called me and was like, dude, I don't know what to do, you know. And so I flew up to New Jersey. I was like, dude, you should have a label. Why don't you start your own shit too? When he had already been doing records with Uptown. I had like 2 labels at the time, Rowdy, and I had another one called Limp. And I said, you should start your own label, dude. Just move, do your own shit. So then we took him to Arista, did the deal with Clive. I said, another thing is, take my offices, because I want to go home. So he took those offices, the Rowdy offices, made them the Bad Boy offices. And then I moved Rowdy down here on Marietta Street and took a floor on Marietta Street and then South Monica.
This is too much information.
Man,
this is so much Black history.
I wasn't gonna end the, I was
like at one point I was like, you know, that shit should be a movie, but then you would tell the story and I was like, oh nigga, that is the movie. That's your movie. But you got even more shit that need to be a movie. Unless you're gonna tell me this movie at the end of this one too.
So you gave your office to Puff.
Yeah, he turned them into the Bad Boy offices. And then I got an office down. Now this is the crazy part. My office downtown on Marietta Street is a full floor across from the newspaper, right? And you know who the parking lot guys was? Alex and them. Alex Guillard.
I heard.
AG Entertainment.
Come on, man.
He was the parking lot guys. They were down there collecting the tickets for the.
He do all the clubs.
Yeah, shout out to Alex. He started with us long before, you know, a long time ago. But like, just to see everybody evolve into what they've evolved to. Shaka being there at Spotify now when he was at radio stations. Like, everybody's just evolved into, you know, grown ass people, I guess. We don't even know it.
Hey man.
What can you say?
Hey man.
What can you say?
It all come back to like whatever I'm telling you.
TLC.
Man, don't ask if Dallas fucked her, because I'm sure he did. Especially if she is of that freaknik age. It's over. Don't even ask him.
We was having a good time, bro. We was having a blast back then.
Let it go.
He didn't even talk to him.
Hey, I talked to him, man.
What he like?
Do you like me? Man, TLC, man, they was right here in Atlanta.
Yeah, it was funny when I went to have a meeting with them. I knew T-Boss from the skating rink. Like, ATL was supposed to be called Jelly Beans, by the way, and so Lauren London kind of plays T-Boss character, and like we wasn't dating then, but she was like she was a real tomboy. Like, she'd be at the skating rink with her hat down like this, and she dancing, and she yeeking with everybody. She ain't on, you know. So she was part of me, Rico, T-Boss. All of us knew each other. Divine, we were all at the skating rink, and when I went to meet with them, because LA said I got this group, and so I wanted to meet with them. I'm like, by the time I was like, okay, come on, everybody want to build a group in Atlanta now, because everybody started popping up with acts. Acts up, 3 black girls, the this, the that. Everybody was just popping up with acts, And so when I sat with them, I'm like, oh shit, y'all want to be in that? Y'all gonna be a group too? Then it was like, LA was like, yeah, I don't know what to do with them. So they started, they performed like one of the Teddy Riley songs. And I was like, I know what to do with them, And then that's when we started writing all the songs. And we were just living out the time because they were like that in the first place. We were just young and wild and, making records about what we were doing for real. And then all this shit started happening. Like, the Pebble started putting the thing on them where the girls was really insecure about
She was
singing.
big hating in the movie.
So,
bro.
yeah.
That movie was fun, like the little Lifetime.
But
joint.
you know what's crazy is people just didn't understand. They wasn't telling them the truth. It wasn't about what was happening or not. It's like you don't tell them the truth. Like one thing about me and my artists, I'm gonna tell you how it is. This is how it is right here. I'm gonna spend this, you're gonna do that. We're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. That's this, that's that. That's how this is. They didn't do that back in the industry back then. It was more like what you didn't know is what made the money, and instead of what you did know. So, if somebody came to you right and said, hey, well, your video is gonna cost $2.5 million. Your this is gonna cost that. Your this is gonna cost that. Your balance is gonna be right here. Do you wanna go ahead and move on with this? They would've said yeah, right? But you would say no. It's just that after you shoot all that shit and after you see how expensive it all is, and you look at the books and you say, this is how much money we spent on the project, they just didn't understand none of that, And so sometimes ignorance is bliss. Like the way that they got their deal is they kept saying, I remember they kept saying, Mary J. Blige got this much money, we ain't got that much. And it wasn't true, they just heard that in the streets. Mary J. Blige got this, so much we getting that. So they was just like, Mary J. Blige got $200 million. I don't think she got $200 million, like this was on her second album. Yes, they did, they gave her way more money than us. So them not backing down off of that, and then them going up to Arista and taking them girls from Techwood. They took a whole crew of girls from Techwood and put them in the car, and they drove straight to New York. These girls don't know nothing about nobody at all. They just know Techwood. They took them to Arista. Them girls went up in there. Puff was on the phone. They went up in the office, on the phone with Puff, said, TLC need to talk to Clive Davis. Clive, well, what is going on? What do you mean? And the girls went in there and stood behind Clive like this. Two big old girls, like Techwood girls, took behind like this. And they was like, we want to know what our country said. LA said you got the money. You say LA's got the money. We want to know who got the money. So we ain't leaving till we find out who got the money. While they doing that, the other girls is going up and down Arista taking down plaques off the wall to take home. Oh shit, we in Houston? Oh shit, TLC? Oh yeah. They're taking the plaques off the Arista walls and taking.
They gotta leave with something.
They were taking
That's
the
a
plaque.
long ass ride.
But
You at least gotta take the TLC plaque. That's ours.
And they wouldn't get off. They wouldn't leave until LA and Clive got on the phone on speakerphone and said whatever it was in front of them, and then that's how they got their deal worked out. But if somebody had told, it's just that back then in that day, so much money was being spent and nobody is telling you all these chargebacks you got. And if they did tell you what you was getting charged for, you still would have said, yeah, you want to shoot your video. You would have said, oh, I don't know if I want to use Hype Williams. Let me shoot one for $150,000 instead of $2 million. That wouldn't even have crossed your mind because you don't even know nothing about none of that as an artist, right? So you still would have did the same thing. It's just that not having the information, and everybody's gonna always come out like the bad guy on the other side of not showing you the information. That was the real key to it. Everybody's been through that same scenario if you've been in the record business, because recoupment, it takes a minute for you to recoup the money that somebody said to you right now, hey man, give me $20,000 and I give back to you. So well, no, I want $60,000 or $40,000, don't get that back. Then you want your money back.
Why you pointing at me though, Dad?
Because I know that's how it is, right?
Ask him. Don't ask me.
He was right there.
No.
Ask him.
I was gonna look away. If you
No matter who you is, you do not want a motherfucker asking you for $20,000. What? Who got stabbed?
What are we doing now? What's going on?
Come on now.
What's going on?
Like, put somebody else on the phone.
Atlanta's the king of the flip, though. We don't have the best, in my opinion. I mean, other than probably New Orleans, but we don't have the best run of like dudes coming out of the streets. There already been dope boys before and flipped their shit into careers, and flipped it into real viable businesses that employ other people. That's the trip. This is true. Because back then, dope boys just went to jail. It wasn't they got to the point where I think even the people in Atlanta knew like when BMF and them was running around and taking out billboards and dumping money out the helicopters and doing all the shit they do. And like the city didn't know. When Jeezy had like 1,000 Snowman CDs out everywhere, nobody could. He had more mixtapes than anybody ever could have out, and that was breaking them. So they really took that street mentality and flipped it. Back in the day, it used to be gangsters doing it anyway, like the Tommy Mottolas and all them was other kind of gangsters. But seeing that happen in Atlanta, where the real hustle became how do we flip these records? You know, and how do we turn these records into successful records? And that's how it changed. Like we were coming up in like, how do we play? These dudes came up in, like, how we got the dope game? How we flip this shit into music? I remember I did the Hard Boys back in the day, and that was one of the first. Royal CDM was one of the first kind of rap groups out of here to try to, you know, defy what was being done here already.
That's what I'm saying. It don't matter how far you go back. He right there.
Carry the one. Put that there.
I remember when James Brown was working on his album.
That's crazy. James Brown too? Well, my stepdad played for James Brown, right?
Don't ever like it though, man. You never leaving. You never leaving, bro.
Okay, I'll tell you the funniest James Brown story. Right, so I used to go on the road with them when I was a kid, them and the JBs, right? My stepdad, who plays all the guitar leads, Jimmy Nolan, like, think. So I wake up in the morning in 3rd grade, smoke a piece of joint with him, right? And play those licks, like think. He played all those licks you hear on James Brown. So we'd get up in the morning. That was my thing. I was shy at school anyway, so nobody knew I was smoking weed at 3rd grade. Then
What the fuck? With your pops?
Yeah, I just hit a little here.
Bro,
I just thought my
you
nerves
have
were bad.
had the
you know?
best life I have ever seen a black man have. Your pops played with James Brown, right?
James Brown, right? So so we on this tour, the summer tour. So I'm on with the JBs, and so they line up in this in the hallway, and you know we talking, smoking, waiting on him to come out his dressing room, right? They got their light blue tuxedos on, and they talking shit and smoking cigarettes. I'm standing next to my step pops, and so James comes out of the room. Wow, crowds out there. He comes out fired up. He walks by and slaps the shit out of everybody. Like, I'm terrified. I'm fucking terrified. And
What is this about?
grown ass men. He slapped the fuck out of all of them. Like, pow, 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 pow.
Man, it's like 5
I just remember
JBs.
thinking, I hope he don't fucking hit me. That gonna knock me out. But so we got after it was over, I got back on the bus with them, and it was talking. It was like, oh shit, you know, this bad show. Like they didn't even pay attention to something. I asked why he hit y'all like that? He didn't want us to mess up. He said it's to get our attention, to make sure we paying attention. You know, so if he see us out there like that, he's just like, yo. And he's like, so we don't fuck up.
I can't play good after you slap me. After you slap me, I'm all fucked up. I'm off to the month.
He would do shit like leader, man. Like if one person fuck up, like they were playing in the Bahamas one time, one person fuck up, he'd leave everybody. Everybody, y'all can find your way back. And he didn't play that. He was just like, that's how he kept them. That's how he kept them tight. But yeah, that shit scared the hell out of me. Now, fast forward, Catherine Bruton, who she's the head of BMI, that all of us love very much. She's going into BMI this one year, and she goes, you know, I think I want to start an award ceremony, the BMI Awards. And the first thing I want to do is I want to honor James Brown, and I want you and Pharrell and Rodney Jerkins and Chad to be the JBs. And so I'm like, holy shit. This is crazy.
He had a flashback.
Right?
Ain't nobody slapping me.
Tell that nigga, put that in my contract. If James Brown slapped me, I'm swinging.
I didn't even think this dude remembered me because of how long it was ago. But I guess through music and stuff, everybody the word got out, whatever. So here I am on stage. James is performing, what it is what it is. And I'm playing, and Pharrell's playing drums, and I'm like, this shit's crazy. I'm like, whoever thought I'd be playing the same shit behind James Brown that my stepdad taught me to play with James, right? And after we finished playing, he goes, now where's Jimmy Nolan boy at? And I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like, he's like, and he come and grab me. And he said, y'all know how long I known this boy? And then, cause I used to be on the Sweet Charles organ when they would be practicing. I'd be on the Sweet Charles organ, like chilling. And he used to be on the Sweet Charles organ. And I was like, shit, and he brought that flashback up too. I was like, yeah, that's the same day you slapped the shit out of everybody. It came full circle.
Damn.
I remember that day. I said,
you know, you get these things that terrify you, you never forget them shits. Like something that scare you like that, you just be like, that shit's crazy.
Man, he hit him that hard.
He slapped them straight. There was nobody laughing no more.
They was kicking. They was getting.
Cigarettes were flying.
That nigga was having a good time till that nigga came out.
James Brown slapped the fun out them niggas.
That dude was a worker though, man. Like I looked at his like if y'all don't watch Mr. Dynamite, watch Mr. Dynamite. That's a good documentary about James. And you'll see all that stuff, some of that stuff in there, not all that.
Yeah.
There's a whole documentary just about James Brown slapping people. It ain't got shit to do with music.
I knew you would fuck them up if they messed up.
No, you gotta do it
What
ahead
you
of time.
mean you get fucked up?
So you don't do it. It's like
That's
my
what you
Minority
gonna
Report.
get if you don't get right.
He was slapping them beforehand. Damn, man.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been so many. I mean, I know y'all heard the when Busta was on here, he was telling y'all about everybody being at the studio, right? But George Clinton, what he did is he came in, and I happened to see the Mothership Land when I was little in Columbus, right? Because my mom's restaurant is down the street from the Coliseum, right? So I've seen all this shit when I was little, like the Mothership Land, because everybody come eat soul food and then go play, right? Commodores, Zap. My brother would take my elementary school snare drum and sneak me in the back of the concert. He'd be like, yo, I got a snare drum for Zapp and Rogers' drummer. And then there we go, boom, we in backstage. They used to do this shit all the time, right? And so I've been able to, one of the things that's been a trip is I've seen all these people as a kid that I would just see the tour bus sitting outside the restaurant. They go to Commodores. Tour bus sitting outside the restaurant, there's George Clinton. So as I started to get, up in music, I started to work with all these people. I worked with Lionel, I worked with George. And when George started coming to DARP, and he just, one weekend, he came in there on a Friday or something, right? He said, I want to use the studio. It's all right, dude, you got it. I left from when out of town and came back. I'm sitting, like I had a room in my studio. I'm sitting there at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. George just comes out of one of the rooms, smoking weed. I said, dude, you been here this whole time? He said, yeah, man, I ain't leaving this motherfucker. So then, if you surround that with, at the same time I had Diamond D, Too Short, Busta, Eric Sermon, and Outkast, and Goody, we all used to be at DARP. And we used to hold these forums. And George would sit down and tell us about the whole horse book, like they were saying. And he would tell us shit like, yeah, you're gonna see it flood in places you've never seen it flood before. And then they're gonna come on TV and say, hey, we're FEMA, we'll give you flood owner's insurance. We was like, really, they gonna make it flood? Yeah, they got weather machines and they're gonna make it rain, it's gonna flood everywhere. So he kept telling us all the shit that started to happen, he was telling us in these sessions. And then all of a sudden one day, people are rowboating by the top of their houses in Chicago, in Illinois or Milwaukee, and like the rowboat over your roof, you know how much water that is? So, and then the commercial will come on. We're FEMA, we're the only ones can give you, I'm like, this dude, all the shit, the checks turning into cash cards, all this stuff he told us a long time ago, and he was telling us all in this room. And that's when Goody Mob started doing cell therapy and stuff, is when we were having these New World Order forums in the studio. But look at that group, like Too Short, Diamond D, Busta, Eric Sermon, Illegal, all of us will be in this whole little squad. And every day, we would hold a forum like this, and George would just download us with crazy shit. Like NASA sending a person on the road with them when he was talking about spaceships all the time. Because anything you play with space, NASA want to know. They don't care if you're joking or not. Anything you talking about the motherships and all that kind of stuff, they want to know. So they sent the person on the road with them, but they were so high, they didn't even know who the person was for a long time. So it's like,
Who the fuck
so
is
they'll be like
Buddy?
who is this? Who with you? I thought he was with you. Nigga, I thought he was with you.
This nigga love our music, man.
Nigga been at the last 37 shows.
It's like 13,
Hey,
20
boy,
people.
where we at tomorrow? Make yourself usable.
It'd be like 20 people on the stage, so they didn't really know who was with him or what, And so he would just download us with all this shit. And one day, I'll pull up to the studio, and it's Short and George and all of them that's standing outside, and everybody's looking up in the sky like this. And I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? And I pull up and Short and like, yo, nigga, we just seen a fucking UFO. And I'm like, what? Like, and it's like afternoon time. It's like, it ain't dark yet. It's like, it's still like afternoon time. And all of them literally, but they're sitting up with their head caught, everybody, the whole inside, and all of them out back. They're just like, yo, we just saw the fucking UFO. All of us did. And I'm like, what was it like? And they're like, it had lights going like this in a V. And it was sitting over the damn studio. I said, that's what y'all was looking at when I pulled up? He was like, nigga, yes. I'm like, y'all niggas is high, for real. Like, really. But everybody was saying it, so I can understand if it was like one or two people, but it's all of them. All of them is like, nigga, you see that shit?
Right.
You know, and so George will always come tell us stories about, you know, the ships, and he's always been that guy. But all of us basically sat in there and just pulled all kind of energy from those sessions that he would do. And it started like, everybody just kind of doing that amalgamation of working together, like working all in different rooms. And, you know, Too Short was doing Getting It and George was producing that. But it was, you know, I feel like Atlanta has that thing where, especially from a label standpoint, everybody's like country, you know what I'm saying? You can go by somebody's house, wipe your feet before you go to Miss Johnson's house, don't give a fuck, take them goals out before you go in there. So everybody has a sense of respect about each other and love for each other and all that. So I just feel like whereas to see it come from those kind of days and then to see it go into, you know, everybody really shooting each other and everybody really taking it to the next level is like, okay, everything's going to, for Atlanta, it was really about the eclecticness that we brought together. Atlanta is really about Cash doing Curtis Mayfield and these niggas coming out of the hood with fur pants on and gold teeth in the Cadillac, you know what I'm saying? And like that difference is what makes us really Atlanta. So I think that's really now what I miss the most about it. That it's gotten really linear when it used to be so creative. It used to be like, this is the place where you push your creativity to the max. Like
I'm bringing the football cleats back.
You should,
That shit back,
You should, dog. You know.
That's why Andre 3000 had the football shoulder pads. Because he seen you with the cleats and said, nigga, I want to do that from chest up.
See, that's why Andre playing a flute now. It's different. He don't need to do nothing.
Is that a flute?
I think it's like a type of flute. But I was like,
I thought it was an oboe or some shit. Is it a flute or an oboe?
Maybe it's a collected kind of flute.
It's a woodwind,
It's a flobo.
though.
Like it's like a combination of the two of them. But I thought it was a joke at first, but he really liked. That's
It
what he
might be
likes
a
to do.
bassoon.
It might be a bassoon. I know it ain't a regular flute because you be holding it like this.
Yeah, nah, it's something to it. It's an alto sax. I don't know. Whatever the stretched out saxophone is, I don't know. You know the music more than me. Don't get me in here to lying about shit. I'm still tripping that the motherfucker saw spaceships. So you telling us there's a chance our partner Fabo was not lying when he said he was
Fabo
starting
was
to see spaceships.
So you fascinated by the shit that was in the air. Nigga, Michael Jackson go from right here to over there.
Come on, man.
And ain't nobody seen shit.
Come on, man.
Just a shirt. What if
Whatever color he had on.
What if he didn't even have on a red shirt? That's exactly what I was thinking.
The crazy shit, you'll see him driving down Ventura in the van itself, driving himself to the studio. And we were walking
Man,
down the street like, does he not
do you
know
know how
that
many
he
people
looked
would
like
wreck?
Michael Jackson? He's a red shirt, same hat, window down, black van, had rims and everything on it. And he'd be sitting at the red light. But I think in the LA, they probably thought that, look at this nigga trying to look like Michael Jackson. Like, but we would be walking to the studio, like, going to get something to eat, and he'll be sitting at the red light. So like, this thing is...
Mike crazy. Mike was riding, but he had to be strapped though, right?
I just think that it's LA, so like, LA is like that. You would
Just
never,
celebrities.
if that's not him. That's like all these other people that look like him probably like riding down the street like, you know, they probably just didn't think twice about it.
That is cold as hell.
This some of the best
It's
shit.
it's so crazy because you like even if you saw that man in the van, like you be like, all right man, go on, bro. I'm
Look at
finna go
this
to the crib. Let me
motherfucker
put this
trying
shit
to
out,
look like
man.
Michael Jackson.
You would
Ain't
be
no
looking
way in
like
the
that.
fuck I
Stupid ass. Look, trying to look like Michael Jackson.
Bro,
Look
what if
at
you
him.
at that light though and you hitting the blunt? And it's that
You like-
long light and you look.
Look at this.
I ain't gonna say shit. I ain't gonna say shit.
You want some?
That man, that's some wild shit.
It is, yo.
That shit, that so.
Hey man, I can't believe you came through the trap just to talk a little shit with us like that, man, and put us up on all this game. That's all we needed.
Man, anytime, bro. That's what that's what we got to do. That's what keeps us in Atlanta.
No, we ain't kicking you out.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
said James Brown slapped the shit out of everybody involved.
Everybody before the show.
You making me think I'm pursuing this whole entertainment shit wrong.
You gotta rule with an iron fist.
You done said so
You
much
gotta
shit.
start slapping people and pointing your cane at motherfuckers.
and being aggressive about the situation.
Yes.
For all y'all too.
yes.
So I just launched DAD for everybody who didn't know it. Trying to get my distribution company going. I really got, I always wanted a distribution company in the first place, but after me seeing, like, I felt like artists, really talented artists was signing to places and kind of throwing this shit in the ocean because it was nobody to guide them. I know distribution companies ain't supposed to be about that. They're supposed to be like, just upload your shit and you figure it out. But with DAD, it's different because you do get, a person to help you navigate, especially if you're somebody who knows the lingo and you're an artist enough to know what you're talking about. And if you're an artist enough to have already built yourself up some, then you need somebody to point you in directions or some shit. And it's exciting because it's a different story now because I get to hear music from everywhere. All over the world, people can load up their music.
What kind of shit you like to listen to?
Anything that's great, bro. Like what's crazy is
You got to be great
Atlanta,
already.
Yeah, it's some great shit that you don't, like the people, the most great shit is discovered, like you hear it and you be like, man, like I remember when I heard the rest of Development the first time and it's like, Speech played it for me before it came out. He listened to this stuff right here, man, tell me what you think. And I was just like, God damn, they got harmonicas and slave shit going on and African shit going on and college, and it was just like.
And that nigga who used to just be in the
Bob
back.
O'Day, and then he was just like doing it, So it was like.
A game of horseshoes. A game of horseshoes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm excited about finding new music and like just seeing people, like we had this kid in Birmingham to sign up, and when you actually see their face when you pop up, or when who pops up on the screen, talk to them and their manager for a while, they'll be boom, so what you got going on? Got any more songs? Just that little bit right there kind of helps real artists. So it's really for real artists that's really been like getting the door shut on them and shit. Like they know they talented, they super fire, they play, they sing, they got all this whatever going for them, but nobody's really giving them any outlets. So that's
What advice do you give talented people?
If you're really talented, it's like it's a weird obsession. It's one of those things that it just you die and it just aggravates you all the time to do it. And in that case, the light gonna hit you at some point. If you're just doing what you're supposed to be doing always, that's how it happened to every one of us around here, period. Like, that's why I would see somebody pop up, like, remember me? I was in the group that came to dark a long time ago. Like, the light gonna shine if they keep, it's not a person, to tell you the truth, it's not a person that came through my studio that didn't make it. Not because of me, but because maybe it was an opportunity for them to record in there or whatever it was, but I don't care if it was 112 or Ciara or like, it's just everybody that, since the time I made it, it's not a person in Atlanta that I haven't seen do it and the light then shine on them in some way. Like, even look at Coach K. When Coach had Hollywood and the stuff he was doing in MJQs and all this, like, there's plenty of times Coach could have stopped there when something wasn't happening or whatever, but like, the reason he's coach that he is now is because he didn't. And he's doing what he's been doing that whole time back then all the way up to now. So I feel like that's happened with everybody, period, that I've seen put effort into what they're doing in the city. It's happening to y'all too, the same way.
Exactly, because I was just about to say, man, our OG called you the OG. You get what I'm saying? Like, Zoo, he showed us a whole lot about the comedy game.
Zoo was that one we was running around over there at Highland Place Mobsters, and when I was really the Masquerade and all this stuff, he was a part of all that back then.
Exactly.
With us, and it was the Crow, all these dudes that was just like, really the fabric that made Atlanta different to where it is now. It gave us the right to be that way, you know what I'm saying? So that, man, we love where it's headed, we love where it's going. We're gonna keep expanding it, keep growing it, and I think keep giving opportunities, you know what I'm saying? So we got Rowdy back up, DAD. I'm just back for the opportunity and for the difference.
Are you back in the game? You about to flip the game again?
Yeah, man, we got to.
So you telling me you about to show up and take 700 new motherfuckers with you?
Yeah, it's time, man. I got the Rowdy Squad, me, Johnny,
This time
Apollo,
really go crazy. You have a nigga that juggle.
Yep.
We got some people who do plants and shit. I don't know if you need some plants. This time we going full circle with it. We got some niggas make gumbo real good.
I had to go down and attack. I had to go attack. I feel like Edgewood was getting left out. I had to go. I got JYs and went down to Edgewood. I said it before I started. I was like, man, soon as I'm gonna pop Rowdy back up. I'm going straight to Edgewood. I'm going straight to where, because I hang out down there. I would go down there all the time and be at Sound Table and other places and checking out Kemet and just being in that element of Atlanta. And I was like, I'm gonna bring this shit back up. And this is what I wanna elevate right here. This cultural element right here is where I wanna start off. And so when I met JYs, I was like, yo, we're gonna get this thing plugged in. And you already got them filtered through the Playlist Academy he was doing. We did a pop-up on there and we saw like 60 damn acts in like 2 days. And so out of those 60 acts, I was like, all right, let's just start getting this rolling. And we started with Johnny, because I knew that like that the difference got to be cracked through around here at some point. You got to just kind of hit it over the head. And so when I heard "Shut the Fuck Up," I was like, all right, we got to go with Johnny Paulo. We got to go. And why ain't nobody heard of the fucking Bonfire? And why ain't nobody heard of this other underground shit in Atlanta that's happening that you see black people doing like these incredibly creative, positive things? You know what I'm saying? The only thing that was getting shown is, well, here's Lucci and them fighting. Here's somebody shooting at Thug. Here's somebody shooting at this. Here's somebody shooting at that. And that's like, none of us really came up like to that extent. Everything about Atlanta was really creative. You know, even if you was a Thug, even if you are a young Thug, he's still super creative. You know, but that's what it's about, is being the difference here. So with Rowdy, I'm open for the difference. I'm open for all that shit that we are here and that we did, and it's got to be the new culture of kids like that need that outlet. So
Hell yeah.
we back, man. We back to be crazy. Yep.
That's crazy, bro. Like,
Shall we take some questions from the fans, from the audience?
This thing.
Oh shit, we didn't even go to Monica, did we? That's what was crazy the other day about D Nice is
man, you know, we didn't even have her on the couch. Well, it wasn't. It was for the awards.
Yeah, we did have
We
Monica.
didn't even.
She came through and
I
presented.
heard.
What you heard?
What you heard? Oh, what you hear?
I heard somebody stole on somebody.
Back in, I mean.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny though? If y'all watch the verses, if you watch the verses yourself, I ain't have to say nothing else. Like everybody saw what shade was being in and out of there. Like you see people on there. Did she just throw shade? Oh, that's why she be. Oh, that's why Monica be acting like that. Oh, that's why. It's just the difference in being from LA at the time, from Atlanta at the time. Or period.
Yeah.
It's just period. Monica, one thing about her was she's always been very like, starting off with her, she's just tough as hell. She was mad a lot of times, like, cause she was just like mad at maybe her pops and what was going on in the environment she was in, and so she was Miss Thing for real. She'd come in there and just be rolling her eyes all day long and like wearing a bunch of little damn chains from Greenbrier Flea Market and a bunch of little gold rings, a bunch of little sweatsuit, always in a sweatsuit. And when she started calling me dad real young when she first, and her mom said, look, I hope this don't bother you, because I'm just glad that she's looking at somebody as a male figure different than the way she looked at what's been going on in her life, because that's where all this anger comes. I'll go in the vocal booth and she be just roll, like, oh, I'm like, what? Because you wouldn't see it come out of her. She'd be, yeah, Dad, I'm ready. Let's do another part. But it would come out of her in other ways. Like she'd be fights or get violent with, you know, if somebody, she would snap fast, you know. And she went through a whole lot of shit, like coming up, like just always in Lila Valley, you know, always taking care of who she was with in the projects and things like that. And by the time it's funny because every time we would get Monica to one point, she'd do something else. Like we shot the first Don't Take It Personal video down at Checkers down on Old National. Next day, after we just shot it, she got her hair down the heel, she got on jerseys, all that. Next day I see her hair cut all the way off. And I'm like, what, we just shot a video, they're not gonna think you're the same person. Let's shoot another one. So then we shot the one in black and white. Then by the time we got to the next thing, you know, she would've got a tattoo. So she was 14 with a big ass tattoo on her arm. And I'm like, and this was not during the time where that was supposed to be acceptable. Like, they were like, you got what, you know? So we put the band on her arm. So everybody's like, oh, Monica got a band on her arm, that's cute. No, she's hiding a tattoo. Then she shows up, she shows up one day to the studio and she got C Murder in the car. Yeah, this is my boyfriend. I'm like, okay, and C Murder's ready to go kill. He's mad that day, going to do something. Oh man, we gotta go tag somebody. I'm like, okay, honey. I think he's mad at Bow Wow or somebody. So I said, honey, like, you gotta get better.
It's going so fast, bruh. It's going so fast. First of all, she call you dad. Your shit is dad.
You know what's funny? Dudes around there, they've been calling me dad in Atlanta for a long time, like even Big Boy and them. I guess because, you know, it's one of those things where you're like, dad, you know. And plus, I used to sit and talk to everybody about shit. Like, if you got any contracts you're going through, if you got any things, come talk to me, man. Let me tell you what I went through first. Like, let me help you not make the mistake I made. Because if I made it, if you don't do it, then I feel better about the fucked up shit I did or the wrong decision I made. You know what I'm saying?
Now me and Newface got to figure out what the fuck Bow Wow did to make C Murder so mad.
Oh,
We got to start a whole hip-hop investigation.
I think, you know what it was? I think that it was either they said something about Lil Romeo, or maybe it was a rap with Lil Romeo. You know, it was some like little shit like that. But
Look,
he was mad at.
We had no idea.
no idea that C Murder would have wrote.
Oh, C-Word wasn't having it.
Lil Bow Wow don't even know.
And then-
He can't be walking around in life
And then Claude Davis
this
was
happy.
like, Claude Davis was like, Dallas, you can't be having a date with somebody named Murder. Because he looked at Monica like Whitney. He looked at her, especially in coming up singing For You I Will and all the pop songs. We started to go there. And then we got to the second album with Street Symphony and The Boy's Mind and stuff. And he's like, Dallas, no. You have to talk to her. She can't be dating somebody named Murder. It's not good for her image. I'm like, well, he just rapped on the Street Symphony, so how you gonna tell her that shit ain't going out? Because she ain't gonna like that. I have to talk to her about this. So that's why you talking to her about that? She's got 2 diamonds put in her teeth right here too.
Monica would just come back different every time.
Oh, she was full on. She had one time she had a Lincoln Continental, bro, round with a rag top and sitting on like 35s or something. And I would notice she pull up to the studio because the trunk be rattling. Like
the legend grows, bro. Like we thought Monica was who we thought she was, but she
we knew.
More.
We knew.
She even more than what we
A
thought.
Lincoln on some 35.
Oh, she had them shits like, yeah. That's why she. But you know, I'm proud of what she's turned. She's turned into exactly what her songs were so grown for her. Like when she was singing "Why I Love You So Much," or like, you know, "Angel of Mine." These songs, like she sings them now. And now they really make sense because she's grown up to be singing them. So when you go to one of her shows, everybody's singing these songs like, oh, angel of mine, you know. But she was singing these at 13 and 14 years old, so it's great that she could grow into her songs. She sounds the same, more control, but when you hear the songs now, coming from her from a grown-up standpoint, it's like a trip to me. Yeah, it's like,
her songs was able to carry it. She didn't rely on like, you know.
And Mo just get fly every day. Like her, you look at her Instagram, Mo be going in. She be like flyed out. She just done hit a curve of like, okay, maybe I ain't married no more, so I'm flying it way out. And she doing it. She doing her thing. I'm proud of her.
Hell yeah.
We love it here at the 85 South Show.
Hell yeah. We always have and we always will. Man. That shit is crazy. You done really sat here and fucked me up today, Dallas.
Hey, man.
We got a Michael Jackson, Prince, James Brown, Madonna's Ghost, Suge Knight, Puff Daddy,
Monkey.
Bubbles. He has a name. George.
Oh, man.
Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones.
He's Quincy. He I'll tell you, when I was going to get Drumline made, it was taking me a long time, right? It took me 10 years to make Drumline, by the way. I stuck with that shit for 10 years, just trying to get it right. Trying to get it. If you don't make a movie in Hollywood, they can all of a sudden say, hold on, we ain't gonna make it, but we don't want nobody else to make it either, so we're gonna keep it in turnaround. And so you can't get it back to go make it nowhere else, and then you can't make it with them. So that happened to Drumline. So I go to Quincy, and I said, man, I got this marching band movie that's stuck. How do I get this unstuck, man? Like, what did you do? He showed me, he put in a video, right, of Oprah, Danny Glover. They looked like they came out the West End Mall. They had on like Oprah had on like peach sweatpants with like lime green flip-flops and like hair all over the place. Danny Glover, they look just like this hanging out the West End Mall, and then they're in this theater. And he's recording them, and they're doing The Color Purple. They're acting out like test runs for The Color Purple, right? He goes to me, he says, who you think holding that camera? I said, you. He said, nope, Steven Spielberg. I said, holding the camcorder? He said, yeah. He said, you gotta get somebody Jewish if you want to get that movie made. So I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, you gotta have somebody Jewish on your side to really get it made like you want to get it made. So at that time, I was signed to EMI Sony, and Jody Gerson, who signed me, right? So I called her, I said, yo, Quincy said I need to find somebody Jewish to make this movie. She said, well, I'm Jewish. She said, can I co-produce it with you if you do it? I said, yeah. She said, good, because I got my friend, Wendy Feinerman. She just came off of Forrest Gump and Castaway.
Oh.
So I go back in the Fox and I say, hey, I got Wendy Feinerman, I'm gonna make Drumline. And she's like, they like, yeah, right. You got her? She said, you got her, you can do whatever you want. So she looked at me, the lady said, I have no idea what this movie's about. I have no idea what a marching band is, but I think you do. So I'm just gonna fort you out so you can go make the movie. I'm probably gonna make a lot of money. You probably won't, but that's how it's gonna go for your first film, but you'll get it made. So I'm like, all right, fuck it, okay. So I came back to Atlanta and everybody thought, I think when I was making Drumline, everybody thought I don't know what they thought I was doing. Cause I got the hookup was out and some kind of beat, like I think Snow on the Bluff, was out. So I think the people thought I was making like some other shit, right?
I don't think nobody was
And-
expecting you. I was about to say, nigga, you
I
got
couldn't even
enough
get niggas
money
in the
not
movie.
to do that shit. I would have
I
been
was
mad
like-
with you.
I couldn't get people in the movie I wanted. I'd be like, yo, man, the Luda, man, can you do this rap part for me? Like, oh, no, man, we might be like, you know. And so then the movie went from 13 million to 18 million because they didn't realize how I had to record the marching bands, right? Write songs for the marching bands, record them in the warehouse, and then have them for playback. So it became it became more money. And so they called me from Fox and said, yo, this movie's going from 13 to 18, put white people in it. So I said, okay, well, how many white people? Because if I don't get this right, the white people ain't gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? This is a marching band movie, so we don't care. Put white people in the movie, the budget's going over. So I'm saying, I gotta figure this out. I go to the AU Center and they're having a step show, right? So Phi Beta Sigma comes out and they got this dude, I thought he had on a mask because I thought he was doing the Eminem. You know, everybody got their gig and whatever. So they got all the purple suits on and they got this white kid, blonde hair. And when I'm sitting there, I swear it's a mask. I think he gonna take it off. So I'm like, oh shit, this a white kid in Phi Beta Sigma? I'm like, hold on. So then I started looking around the AU to see if it was some character like that in the AU Center, and it was this kid that lived down the street from the AU Center. He always wanted to be a drum major, and he had red hair and freckles too, and he would play the hell like the Simmons of Morris Brown. So then I'm like, okay, we can figure this out. They said, no, we want white bands. So I actually put Georgia Tech, Georgia State, whoever had white bands, I put them all in Drumline. But it was fucking atrocious, because imagine that. Imagine seeing them stand there going, dun, 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 and imagine fucking like Bethune or Tham or anybody else. Jackson State. So you're like, you can't do this to the schools, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
FAMU, by the way,
on, yeah,
was
that's
like this.
right away,
FAMU was
yeah.
like,
Come on.
we ain't getting in there because we can't lose.
Yeah,
I said,
that
no,
was
no.
the story. They said they refused to lose.
They refused to lose.
The
He's like,
marching
we're not getting there to lose. So what I did was made a fake school, right? I make Atlanta A&T. It don't exist. It's a fake school so that nobody had to lose to another school, right? I wasn't gonna be on camera saying Fam beat Southern or Bethune, whatever, right? So make a fake. People still like, we're not losing to them either.
We didn't lose. We damn sure ain't losing to some fictitious school. What kind of shit is this? Some school you made up, they record is 0 is 0.
Not us, baby.
Yeah, man.
That's fucked up because I wanted to see us in there, but it's cool. It worked out.
And then
the way
Southwest
it's
the
supposed
Cab
to.
is most of the band at Atlanta A&T, and mostly a high school band.
Right.
So we just called ourselves making up everything. Then people started coming to Atlanta looking for the school. They want to go there. Like, that's in North Carolina, bro.
You started getting applications. Hey, they said you could get me into the advanced program.
Hey, bro, what Devin did, bro? Him and old girls, check on it.
They still good.
Damn, man. That's crazy as hell.
Oh man.
But doing that, I wish I had got like 2% of every movie that come here, because I had to go to pass the film bill, right? So I went before the state of Georgia and tried to pitch, hey, I need y'all to like make a film bill for us so I could film ATL here. They wanted to send me to New Orleans to shoot ATL. I'm like, how am I gonna shoot a skating rink movie with all my friends in it that I skated with in New Orleans? It's like, it's cheaper to shoot it out there. So get ready to shoot it out there. So then I went to, start lobbying down here, going to Sonny Perdue, and then we're going, yo, man, we got a film bill. I want to shoot ATL in Atlanta. And so I was just kind of talking shit. I was like, yeah, tell the governor if you want, because they said, well, Sonny Perdue want to talk to you about this. I said, yeah, right. Tell him you want to talk to me, come to my house, right? So I was just talking shit, obviously, right? Because he's Republican and I'm Democrat. It was so far away from that happening. I thought that would never happen in my life. But all of a sudden, I'm having a thing at my house, like this little Maybach event or something they were doing, and then
This
my
little
sister,
Maybach.
you know, I think it was introducing the car or some shit. I don't
They
know.
introducing the car at you? Yes. They brought it to your house to introduce it? They shit wasn't good enough to introduce it.
They
They
did like
said,
a
we
whole
cannot
little,
show
like-
the people where we made this motherfucker. We have not cleaned up.
But then my sister was like,
where you at in life when the Maybach is the little car shit they doing in my house? Where the fuck? What?
Man, this little car shit.
Not a Mercedes event, not the 350.
But it's crazy though,
This
because they
little
were fighting.
Maybach
This
shit
is how I
they doing
figured
in the
out
back.
who was in Atlanta too, because this is like, I just got my house. It took me like 6 years to build my house, whatever, right? And I just finished it.
My shit was built
And
when I
it's
bought it. Ain't that crazy? Already built. Motherfucker had the nerve to be living in that bitch. The nerve of these niggas. Can you believe that? I bought a used house.
So I had to use.
I wish the fuck somebody would host anything in my yard. This little Maybach shit. Nigga stole the fruit out of my yard. He worried about this little Maybach shit. I don't know where the peaches is.
You got fruit thieves.
Man, that's a different part of it, man.
No, but they send Sonny Perdue to my house, and my assistant said, "Yo, the governor's coming." I'm like, "He's coming here?" I was just talking shit. What am I say to do when he get here? I don't know, but he on the way. So my thing was, all right, well, put the kids in white polos. Give me my white polo shirt, and we're gonna do this thing, right? So he comes in, we all white poloed out. Like, there's a party going on in there. So he's like, Dallas, I don't know what to do. You know, can you go speak at the G8 summit and help us get this? I'm just not familiar with what this takes, you know? So I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll go to G8 summit. I got this shit, I'll speak on it, I got it, we're gonna do this, yeah. Now, keep in mind, and I'm lobbying for this, so I got lobbyists, you know, going to pass this bill and all this shit. So I'm thinking, here it is the night before the G8 summit. Now the G8 summit is in Sea Island, Savannah, right? I'm up.
Now we know where the shit at. We finna go lobby, bitch.
Smoking, right? I'm working the night before. I'm making beats. My man keep going, like, you know, you gotta do this shit tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, nigga, we going out to the fucking summit. I got this shit. I'm thinking it's the fucking G4. You know that channel G4? They got the games and shit, right? I'm thinking I'm going to the G4 summit, right? So I'm on the plane. I'm on the way to the plane like this. This nigga's like, you crazy? What are you doing? I'm like, baby, go on, be ready. I get on the plane. I'm drinking Bloody Marys. Yeah. Right? So now Savannah ain't that far, right? So we start to fly up in Savannah. I start looking out and I see tanks, like military tanks everywhere and shit. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, you going to speak at the G8 summit, nigga? What you talking about? I'm like, yeah, but why they got tanks? He's like, where do you think you're going? I said, well, you know, the video games, like where all the games and shit, they be showing you new shit, talking about entertainment, showing you new stuff. He's like, no, my man, you're going to speak where George Bush and Tony Blair, all the world leaders are there. All the world leaders are there, and I'm landing. I'm seeing Hummers and tanks. I'm like, shit. So I got a speech this lady wrote for me. I ain't even look at this yet, because I thought I was going to this place. I was just going to wing it, you know? So,
yeah, I like games, nigga. Nintendo PlayStation, that shit is a motherfucker, man.
Drop the new Xbox expeditiously.
Who wants to see me on
like, man, I get up there, I'm nervous as hell. I walk up in the room, all you can see is suits and flags from the United Nations and all these different countries and shit. And
like, you smell like weed.
Oh man, I smell like something, either Bloody Marys or something, because I've been drinking the whole time on that goddamn plane. And I had to leave there. I went into a bathroom and washed my face off and shit, because I didn't know where I was going. Tried to get my little shit together, and then I get there, and I haven't looked at this speech. And I open the speech up at the podium, and it's every big word you ain't never seen in your life. Right? I'm like, oh shit. And I'm just looking, I'm just like, it says, on behalf of the congressional state of Georgia is how it start off, and then everything else, I'm just like, too big. I'm just looking around the room, sitting there, and like all suits. So I just balled this shit up. I was like, man, okay, check this out. I'm from College Park, right? And I'm trying to make this movie here, right? And it's from Atlanta, by Atlanta. We should be making it here. Why y'all trying to send me to New Orleans? Like, this place could be the Swiss Alps. It could be any place. Georgia could be anywhere. It could be this, that, and the other. Just so much money you're missing. So much stuff here. We got to keep our economy here. These kids are going to school at Georgia State and all these art schools, and they can't go out here to work nowhere. They got to go to Hollywood. You're missing the whole industry. By the time I finished, well, I had a standing ovation, and everybody behind me was going. And like Dallas said,
and we appreciate that.
Like Dallas said.
What? Yeah, that one right there. Hell yeah.
Come on, man.
Still have drunk as a skunk.
Whatever you said opened up the floodgate, because it came
now
through.
They shoot more shit here in Atlanta than they shoot in Hollywood.
Yep. So that opened the floodgate, bro. It was like, so I'm trying to get a big statue, like one like a Statue of Liberty statue.
Get that man statue. What you want? You want a big
Even
keyboard?
if they had you doing some shit on the statue that you didn't even do, it could be outside of Phillips Arena and you dunking on the motherfucker. It don't fucking matter.
Oh, I got one.
Go ahead.
We gonna have to redo Stone Mountain.
You gotta put him up there.
Oh yeah. We're bidding for Outkast to go up there. They ain't gonna never let us go up there.
Man, come on.
The crazy part about Stone
Maybe
Mountain.
it's you, Outkast, and then it's like a little Mount Rushmore, because it ain't everything that came back to the one.
They used to burn. I used to see in our textbooks. They used to have pictures of Stone Mountain with crosses burning on top of them. So I've been always scared to go to Stone Mountain.
Yeah.
I've probably been there one time.
They ain't do that shit back in the day either. They built the shit when it was clearly racist.
Oh yeah.
That shit was finished in the 70s and shit. They had to lie about what the fuck they was building. Who that is? Oh, that's
Well, we got to figure out
John Wayne.
We got to figure out Buckhead. Like you got to figure somebody. You got to. I don't understand. Like can't be niggas from Atlanta because nobody's getting shot at South DeKalb or in the regular Greenbrier. It's all at Lenox. So I feel like that is just getting crazy out here. And we got to at some point, I don't know, the police, the mayor, somebody got to do something about it. It's really getting out of control. And I feel like Atlanta, for the dudes that say like certain things, we just like 2 Chainz was saying, we don't really stab people in the club. You know what I'm saying? We don't do it. It's just weird that it's taking its toll, and they got to really flip this shit up down here and get us safer. Don't go to Far Road, by the way. If you can't go to Far Road, if you don't watch, what is it, ATL Scoop? Where you be sitting there watching, that shit I'd be scared to go everywhere. So don't look at that, because I done found myself, this nigga got shot at the corner of this, it'll bust out everybody's windows. Like even coming down here, I got my gun in the car. I don't know.
Why you say that?
Cause man, I'm just like, I ain't know where I was going.
For you.
He said the West End Mall. He didn't even tell me I was coming to the creative spot. He said, oh yeah, by the West End. By the West End. you been looking at ATL?
This Clark nigga tried me. I got my slingshot on me too. Got my slingshot on me too. Don't fuck around. No, man, we ain't gonna let nothing happen to you, man. It's too much good shit that you do out here in the world, bro. Look at all the shit that you've said.
I'm protected by the I'm protected by the Lord, man.
And Michael Jackson.
And Michael Jackson.
Shut up.
Bro, he could go from.
Shut up.
All right.
Shut up. You gotta give the Lord his credit. Give his Lord his credit and give the Michael Jackson was separate.
Another big thing, one more big announcement to make that I think everybody should be proud of from Atlanta is that we are getting our own walk of fame, like the Star Walk in Hollywood. So you will like, and they're gonna put it, I thought they was trying to make us stick it on Martin Luther King, which has been fine too. But we was like, no, we gotta be over there at the stadium. You know, we need to be right where everybody walking out to soccer games and, you know, they coming out to Phillips Arena. You know, so we gotta keep
How many
pushing, y'all.
spots they got?
I think they're expensive, so you do start with the first 10, and
How
then
much
you
the spots go for?
about 30, 40,000.
30, 40, I mean,
gotta
I
do
could
some
do
fundraisers.
it with a payment plan.
Let me get on yours.
Let's do one together. Have me.
Long ways to
Put
say.
our name long ways and then get both of them in that bitch.
We'll be dapping each other up on that bitch. Towards the end. The ones toward the end.
We'll be the last
15.
one. We'll be down there by where Uptown used to
Last
be.
step. All right.
We'll be way down there.
You know you're at the end when you see Karlous and Clayton. You're almost out of there.
So when you see Karlous and Clayton make it right, you're going to take that on straight to the innocent.
That's what's cool about it, though. It's the entertainment walk, so it will include y'all. It will include actors. It will include sports. It won't just be music.
You got to be up at the front. You got a statue.
Yeah,
And a
yeah.
square.
I got to ask one more thing. What was the wildest night in Atlanta?
In Atlanta in
Dallas
general?
Austin's wildest night in Atlanta.
Oh, boy. Damn. Really?
Hey, I want some popcorn.
All right.
So it's me, Whitney Houston,
Jackie Chan.
and Steven Seagal. We on Old National. Why you keep taking that from the Old National?
They're Frozen Palace.
Well, you know, we had that wave that kicked in by the Y2K, where everybody's on ecstasy. The Y2Ks came in, and the Mitsubishis, and that's when it first hit Atlanta, like the real fun epidemic. So everybody was wild, everybody was out and like happy as hell and going to MJQs and shit. And like, so me and Sleepy Brown and Joy and Gip and what was it, Rosanda, like all of us used to all hang in our own little pack, our own little squad. And so I think it was like Christmas or something like that, but all of us had been like, I think the MJQs, and we just thought it was a good idea to like, you know what, we gotta go Christmas shopping tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Why don't we just stay up and go to the mall? You know? So,
Makes sense.
yeah, that makes sense, right?
I've been there, especially if you took a Mitsubishi or
Oh,
a
man.
Dog.
Oh, yeah, it makes sense, right? We happened to go to the malls, though, but all of us then decided we should all buy matching sweatsuits, right?
Everybody.
Me, Sleepy, all this stuff, and the Kappa sweatsuits with the chicks on the sleeves. So now all of us are switched into those in the mall. Now we're in a whole nother world because we just sit on joint. But by the time we all look around the shop, niggas sleeping on the counters and the red riches, like sleeping in between, sitting here and there and all that. But Karma, the nightclub used to be our wildest days because we used to go underground, and we didn't go out until 2 in the morning. Like nobody went out at 9, 10, 11 o'clock. That wasn't an Atlanta thing to do. You went out like 1, 2 o'clock. You just stay out, come back home, the daylight's out. You know what I'm saying? And then Karma, that was just like a whole nother, like, I don't know if it might have been this, I don't know how sinister. It was just sinister. It was fun, but it was dark because it was downstairs, and I think across from where they had the federal building at. So he used to have slaves across the street, basically.
Yeah.
So you got this real eerie feeling going on there, but everybody in the whole place be down there rolling their fucking face off. And that was to me that was the funnest time until the ecstasy started going in the after hours.
Oh yeah, the after hours, yeah.
So when the ecstasy started turning to after hours, because that wasn't really for that. It was more like, hey, we're gonna hang out with the white kids, we're gonna hang out, get mixed, and go to MJQs and all that. But when it started really moving to the after hours and to the black kids started taking the after hours, it started getting dangerous.
Right.
It started getting crazy. But I would say that those nights, period, because it wouldn't be one night. I would say it would be an era. And that era was like, to me, the funnest era because I think it was new. It didn't feel dangerous. It felt like fun. You listen to music and you go around and it was just something new to everybody. And you could tell when the new person had tried it. Because they would have walked in the club and they'd be like, oh shit, this where everybody at. Oh, yeah, god damn.
Why ain't nobody
I'm in the
call
right
me all
place.
this
Everybody let me
dancing?
know we in here. This motherfucker is it. You know.
All this goddamn dancing, ain't nobody said a goddamn thing.
Hey, because we saw the white people doing it, we didn't know they was with the glow sticks and the little baby bottles.
You be like, we not letting niggas know this shit's going on out here. Everybody's feeling good. You know what I'm saying? You don't let there you go. This way y'all motherfuckers be at. Y'all ain't gonna tell niggas where y'all at. Ah. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was an era, man. I feel like that. I don't know really now. Like when I look at Atlanta and I look at people even in the scenes and being out, like it's a whole different city. You know,
Yeah.
it's gone a lot more metropolitan. You got your Beltline, and then you got like it's a lot more culturally significant than we were before. You know, we're the most culturally significant place on the damn planet right now.
Yeah, because we got a lot of spots.
But just in everything, like in music and culture and that, and everybody, if you look at Atlanta, it's a lot of people from everywhere else, but like the culture that really resides from being from here, like the same shit that makes you change your tree tones, the same shit that makes Soulja Boy put white out on his glasses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's always something new and it's always some other trend and culture. And I always say to kids here, you don't understand that they ain't been that long that your ass couldn't go in the same bathroom. Like they would have put the dogs on you and sprayed you down right here on Edgewood 60 years ago. That ain't no long time ago. For what we've accomplished during this time of being here, we've accomplished way more. Like when you see dudes like, I wonder what Martin Luther King and them think about like the Migos. Or like when they see dudes with so much
like
jewelry
that
and cars
shit.
and cars
I
and
had
jewelry
a
and
song that went just
You know, what do
like
you think
Bad
about
and
Lil Baby?
Bougie.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, running back, I want to hear Quavo.
This shit was all about the economy. They didn't want you to get rich.
He would have
And
liked
you know,
that shit.
But you look at Lil Baby, look at these dudes, you say, these niggas gonna get so much loot. They got money stacked on their ears, they got cars and shit for days. And this was about the economy. They wouldn't let you have green. That's what this was about. It wasn't about black and white.
Right.
It was about, we don't want you niggas to make no money. So the
Martin
Klans
Luther King
people was
would've loved Lil
always
Baby, though.
the store owners, the drugstore man, the mailman. It was all these people saying, yo, these niggas pick up and they're gonna take over our shit. So as business owners, they didn't want you to have the green. And when we kind of kicked through, like I remember when we first started making money, like me and JD around Atlanta, the accountants was weird. Everybody was weird. It's like, what y'all doing? Like, how you get money like that? Because it was no legal way that they knew to make money without going to school, accounting, lawyering, or whatever. So we doing music, and they don't understand if a check comes in, it's like $500,000 as a kid back then. They're like, what are y'all doing?
Right.
How does this set up? They didn't want to give you loans for shit because you were still like, y'all black. You know what I'm saying? You can't get no loan for no house. Like, well, I got money in the bank. Well, how do you get money in the bank? How does royalties work? What is that? How does that? So we educated the city.
You had to teach
And, like,
these niggas how
You
to
had to teach
account.
the accountants how to, yeah.
Nigga, you the count. I would be so, nigga, if you don't get to count, got me in here counting my shit, man.
Man, that is some Frank Lucas ass shit. You said you had to teach the accountants how to.
count.
Yeah, because nobody knew about royalties, and then you young black kids got checks coming in with money. And like, shit work every 6
$500,000.
months. So like sometimes run out money, and then 6 months go by, they don't see no money come in, and then it's another period where royalties come in again. So they just didn't understand how that worked, and when they figured it out, they was like, shit. We got a gold mine going here because it's reoccurring, you know, it's a reoccurring cycle. The artist that's out now, and the artist that's going to be out 3 years from now, still out here right now, coming up, you know. Right. So it's always going to be this cycle around Atlanta that just keeps doing that.
Man, this man on political, philosophical, geographical. You understand what I'm saying? Historical. Man, I don't know, I'm missing something. Spiritual. Thank you. I'm still missing some more. But bro,
this dude got hits on
you the reason
every letter in the alphabet, literally.
Yeah, that tripped me out. I didn't know. I didn't really know. I was just doing I had to do something one day, and it was like, well, go to Wikipedia and look at the songs and list them out for us. And I'm like, damn, you got to click in the A. But we were doing album projects too, so it was like I was doing so many songs, man. So yeah, you got to click on the A and go to the A songs, and B go to B songs, and C go to C songs. And I forgot. I did so many records, bro, for real, because when you're doing them every day like that for so many years, like even when D-Nice was playing the other night, that's why I was tripping. I was in there in tears because I'm like, oh shit, where did he get this from?
You forgot your shit?
Oh, all the time, bro. I'll be listening sometime on the radio and I'm like, did I do this song? And then I Shazam it or something. I'm like, I did do this song.
Hold on, hey. Bigfoot ass.
over there eating snacks.
Yeah, man. But I listen to songs that come on the radio now. And I have to say, did I do that? Or Shazam it or something deeper it.
You have to hit Shazam and be like, oh yeah, that is.
When I got deeper, if you already got deeper, you gotta get deeper because it's better than Shazam because you get to go and see who really did shit. So like, like plenty of times I'm gonna sit there and go, did I do this song or did I not do this song? Like, oh yeah, that's Macy Gray. I did do that song.
Man, you done did so many songs, you don't even know the songs that you done did. You ever heard the shit and been like, man, this ain't me?
Yeah.
And then you looked and you was like, damn, this was me.
Yeah, I did a whole Macy Gray album, but that I didn't know was me until I was like, because some of them sound the same, you know, like when you work with artists, like I know I worked with Macy Gray, but was it
and
this
then you had
record?
to be like,
and then I was just like, oh
those
yeah.
Those are my symbols, nigga. I told you. I know my goddamn symbols.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I've been blessed, so I'm, you know. Now it's about me helping out everybody else to get to that point, man. You know, you're not a king when you just got your own. You're supposed to have your own stuff as a man. You're supposed to be like, all right, that's my house, that's my this, that's my that. I take care of my mom. But like when you do that for other people and you got a whole bunch of people with that going on, then that's when you did something. Like when you're responsible for everybody else's houses and everybody else's cars and everybody else's kids going to school.
Hell yeah, that's what I said, man. You brought at least 300 motherfuckers with at least.
Oh yeah.
So about this little Maybach shit they be doing in your yard, man. when they doing another one of them?
Yeah.
When do they come out? Because they don't send me no email or nothing.
They just use it for like the show, you know. It's good. It's after this. I mean, I just hope by the summertime maybe everybody got things back under control. I think it'll be next summer, but at least we're on the right track to like going. But I don't know what happened in Atlanta though. I don't get it because I don't think Atlanta was shut down. You look at compounds, 1,000 niggas on top of each other. It's like, so I don't know if it's herd immunity.
I don't go up around them different type of motherfuckers,
it just ain't enough that shit to go around.
I heard I ain't got it.
I heard they ain't going there either.
That's the herd. What you heard? You better listen to yourself.
I heard that shit's still out here.
Shit, I get my man. I try to stay separated.
You gonna get vaccine?
Huh?
So
what y'all think about the vaccine?
I've been taking it this whole time.
That's what this is. This some of that good old vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know about that shit just yet. I don't want to say yes or no. Shit.
I'm gonna just stay safe. Wait, stay at the crib.
I need to know what's in it. What's the ingredients?
For real.
I'm allergic.
I'm allergic to a bunch of shit, man.
I heard Patron kill that shit off though, so I be drinking that every day.
Patron?
Patron, get it up off you?
Yeah.
Let me see the lighter, Della.
The Corona can't hang with the liquor, the weed, like a rock star lifestyle.
Yeah,
that Corona ain't
it's
gonna,
tough.
that shit gonna be done. That shit gonna leave on the next sneeze.
Yeah, we can hope.
They doing too much.
You Chapo, this your weed? Chap. Yeah. This Chapo weed is your weed?
This my weed.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Chapo.
This shit smoking like tree.
Exactly.
I'm used to smoking switches. I smoke a joint, I get high as hell. I get sitting at the green light high. Well, I just be sitting.
Yeah, there's some of that. Well, shit, man. What more can you say, man? Dallas, Austin, in the trap. 85 South Show. What are you? Do you want them to follow you on anything or anything coming up, any promo or any more of this great shit you got going on?
Rowdy Records in the building. Johnny Apollo, E Chapo, Deuce Mino. We got a whole squad. Trip the Hit Major. Oh yeah.
You see this?
Oh yeah. That's popular demand. That's our new record is out right now. Go check the record, download Chap Record, and if you're around town, you know you might want to get one of these trays. It's just nice trays coming in that bag. That's all. Some nice trays, just nice music.
We got the whole setup.
You got the whole setup. Rowdy
Putting it to
Gang
use
on there,
right
bro.
now.
But yeah, we dropping records. Everybody check out, go to Spotify, look at the Rowdy Records playlist. We've been dropping records all year. We're gonna drop a lot more this year. It's just, we're trying to get moving, man. In the time where it's the pandemic, it's a little harder, but.
Yeah, we need a VX and a Z so you can have a song for every letter now.
A VX and a Z.
A VX and Z.
I got work to do. I'm going through the crib. Yeah.
Boy, he
I'm
gonna
still
knock
missing
them
3 of
out
those.
tonight.
Yeah, I gotta go back. Now I got something. I gotta go focus on this, bro.
The Celebrata. Yeah, it's me, Pink. CL from CL Smooth. Exactly. Oh, shit. What we got? We got what they done set up? Mike? What is this?
That's just for the back.
Oh, okay. Hey, Dallas, anytime you want to come through here and kick it and bless the game, this is only 1/99th of all the shit he has done. Anytime you need to come through and put us back up, man.
I always
know
come
you got
back,
more
y'all.
stories, too.
I got tons of more
I know
stories,
you got
bro.
more, and you probably left out some parts too.
That's what I was thinking with when I was listening to D Nice the other day. Charlotte called me. She said, "Damn, they didn't even play this. He didn't even play that. They didn't even play this. They didn't even play that. He didn't even play this." Because it was just a trip to see how many records he played. That was like, either album records or records I did on somebody that he just dug in the crates for it. So now I got to go add some more songs to the alphabet. I can't be slacking over here. Like 308.
You might as well.
I'm like Tiger Woods. Y'all watch the Tiger Woods documentary? The end of it? That made you
I would have
really
never
feel
came out and said nothing about my hoes.
I would have never came out and said none of that, but the victory story in that guy, I think he's going to get to the 19. I think he's going to get to that Jack Nicklaus now that
This motherfucker broke
amazing.
his foot and kept playing.
he broke his back 3 times. He done had back surgery 3 times, and he done been like, he went through the craziness, all that. Now he done bounced back out again and won in 2019, so.
Dog, he did some shit where he hit the club with a lesser club and he hit it further than the other dude did. Like, he just stunned on him.
Yeah, if you ain't watch this shit, watch that shit. It's a beast. He done went through a lot of shit. But
And he
that's
ain't
the
say
best survival
shit.
story.
That's the gangster shit about it.
Yeah.
It's so much. He took way more shit than the average nigga would have took.
Yeah, he
Because
took
he
a
would
lot.
have
He
been
coulda
in
said,
snap
"Fuck
by
y'all."
now. Get off the goddamn camera on my fucking face. He ain't did none of that shit.
Dallas would have slapped all them niggas like James Brown told him. That shit would just come out when the shit went wrong. Fap, fap, fap.
With a silk shirt on. One button, just that little bottom button. Dallas, tell us, get that. Spring some glitter on him. It's just how we live.
I got them outfits at the crib too. If you want to try that on one day, I got the sex machine outfit, like with the hole in it right here, the hole.
What?
James Brown?
Yeah, I got a lot of this clothes and shit.
Nigga, stop telling people shit like this, nigga. Your house is a national treasure.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Don't tell nobody where you live. It's gonna be some groupie bitch trying to wear the shit out. I brought it. I brought this shit when I came in here.
But bro, do you understand if I had some shit like that, it don't just sit in the
shit be
closet. I'm
funny
gonna wait
as
till I
hell.
got company. I'm coming downstairs. Man, what the fuck you got on? Nigga, this the original James living in America. Who wants breakfast? Man, it's 2 in the afternoon. I didn't ask you what time it was. This nigga came downstairs, I bullshit you not, with a James Brown jumpsuit and some wrestling boots.
Oh shit. That shit crazy. You got, boy, hey man, New Face, he got you, bro, probably. He probably got you, dog.
New Face, what you bring, man? Look, you know New Face, of course.
New Face got all of
He got all the shit.
He another one.
Flip Mode Squad logo.
Oh, yep.
He probably got your demo tape.
That's Rowdy Records. You recognize that?
Damn.
All another one of your artists.
Damn.
You got Miss Thing autographed by yourself and Monica as well. Already Rowdy Records. And over 5 million sold.
Damn.
Dude.
Dude.
Warfield did the artwork. So
He sure did.
But then we got their first album.
Damn.
That's awesome. All through that, so,
Shit.
you know, I'm just, like you said.
Looking at cassettes like you ain't seen a cassette.
I
ever.
know, man.
Damn.
I told you, watch out, New Face shit be having little shit in there. An old ecstasy pill fall out that bitch. A Mitsubishi will fall off in your lap.
New Face, what is that, man? Don't look.
Hey, give it back.
Hey, close it out.
Damn, this is crazy. This is a trip.
I heard Jamal, he was taking a car, Tupac car.
Oh, these little niggas was the baddest niggas ever in life. I quit the music business out there for a while. That shit was crazy.
They made you quit the music business?
These little niggas, for one, they were like 12, 11, 13, and like, they left out tricked me. She told me, she's like, yo, I got the baddest little rap group you ever seen. When she brought them niggas around, it was like Lil Red Man and Lil Tretch, right? And they were like finishing each other's sentences, and they were like, you know, yeah. So I'm like, damn, these little dudes are cool. So left, I was like, I gotta go on tour, I'll be back. She brought them to me and literally left the next day, right? I did not know these little niggas were like little tyrants like that, bro. First thing they did is start stealing the engineers' cars. They would put pillows on the pillow because it was too little, so they would put a pillow in the seat, steal the engineer's car, right? Then, the first time they brought it back, they told the police that their mom was drunk or some shit, and they took the car to go help out. Anyway, they got the police to escort them back to dark. Well, then they made it back to the studio, but on the studio, you have to go down the side like this to park in the back. They scraped this car up the whole fucking way down the back, right? All right, so then, one day I get a call, do you have a son named Lamorce Edwards? I'm like, no. Like, this is the Clayton County Police. We got your son down here. I was like, I don't have a son. I'm like, well, what about Malik? Tell him it's Malik, I hear him in the background. What did he do? Well, we found him in a stolen Cherokee, and he crashed into a house on Riverdale Road, through somebody's living room, and he had a pistol in the car and weed. I'm like, okay, so they were constantly doing shit like this, and then check this shit out. I sent them on a promo tour, right? The kids were great. They were like, you know, everybody was like loving them because they were just bad as hell. They cuss like a motherfucker. They write their own raps. They like just the ultimate little two kids, right? I take them, they're supposed to go on a promo tour, and we start this $500,000 promo tour, $500,000 promo tour. They go to LA the first stop and never left. They got to the first stop and got with Snoop and Dre and Suge, right?
The ghost like, God damn it!
They got with Suge and then Snoop and Dre. And of course, Dre and Snoop was hot as hell, so they wanted to be up under Dre and Snoop. And then, so they stayed there. And the BMG was like, they're supposed to be in Seattle tomorrow. They're telling the people, we can hit you in the head with a hammer, you try to make us leave, y'all. And so the ladies like, they threatened to hit me in the head with a hammer. I can't be on this tour no more with them. So I'm like, shit. Well, now they really staying out there. Now it's been like 2-3 weeks. Now Clive Davis like, Dallas, you gotta go get him. I gotta go get him? From Death Row? I'm not going to get them. He's like, Dallas, they're stars. You have to go get them. So I'm like, all right. So here I am going to Death Row, and I get off the elevator, right? And plus, when I get off the elevator there, it's just death rows, big niggas everywhere. Ain't no furniture nowhere. Ain't no furniture in there.
Furniture, big niggas. Big niggas sitting on big niggas. Big niggas.
Ain't no furniture. I'm like, whatever they doing in here, they ain't fucking around. Just like, there's a fold-out table, fold-out chair, and a red Death Row big rug. And so I'm like, you know, so I go in there, go to talk to Suge. Suge like, man, you know, we should do these gigs together, man. You know what I'm saying? Artists ain't loyal. You know how that is, Dallas. They got out here, they got around Dre and Snoop. Now they want to be on Death Row. So why don't we just do Death Row Rowdy? was like, why don't you just keep them little motherfuckers? Like, you just give me a check for what I spent on them and you just have them, because this ain't gonna get it, you know? And then he said, all right, man, well, you know, we'll work something out, you know, I just want you to know they're in good hands, you know? Like, I'm like, yeah, you know, I just gotta get out of here, safe. And so then when I see the kids, they come in, they all like, yo, man, it ain't me, it's him, it ain't me, it's him, man. So I'm like, all right, I'm going back to Atlanta, I'll catch y'all later on, right? By the time I get back to Atlanta, right, Malik show up a few days later. And he's like, yo, man, you know, I can't be fucking with this nigga out there. Like, fuck that, man, I wanna be solo. I'm like, you wanna be solo? Like, they started the solo shit on early. I'm like, you can't, let's finish the group first, whatever. But he got convinced that somebody put something on him, like roots or something, Malik. He's like 13. And like, man, I think my grandma, somebody put some roots on me, man. I just want to be back in Atlanta. I think he just wasn't getting his way out, like he wanted in LA. He saw a chance for him to come back out here. And by the time they got here, bro, like they had everything so set for the kids, but they were so wild and so bad and with the shit the whole time that we couldn't, you know, they would have been huge at this point. Because it was writing their rhymes at like 12 years old and just cutting niggas' legs off with the rhymes. Like you don't want to, big niggas didn't want to battle rap them because they little, they out rap you. But they got stuck out. This was the crazy part. So if they did the work they're supposed to do, this all makes sense. But they missed the whole promo tour, right? So now the Billboard Awards come up for that year, right? So now, these are the categories. This is who's up for it. Rap Record of the Year. Diggable Planets, cool like that. Hip Hop Parade, Naughty by Nature. You know, it's going, song after song. Illegal, We Gets Busy. Everybody say, who's that? And the winner is Illegal, We Gets Busy, right? You see everybody like, who the fuck, who is that? Because, you know, in the way Clive had planned out the politics, I mean, Whitney Houston got like 13 Billboard Awards that year. So it was an Arista thing, you know, it's like on the Arista things, and it's just that they didn't fill the glass up. So it just looked, it panned like, wait, how do we?
Nobody's song.
Nobody see them for it. But they're the most talented little kids, man, that like, they was bad as fuck. But after that, I took a rap break. I had to take a little rap break, because they were just like, shit.
It sound like it, man.
Plus, they're young, so you can't do nothing with them in there, because they too young, so. Well, they were, it's like 13, 14.
Yeah, if Suge would have killed them little niggas, let a Rottweiler eat one of them little niggas, you would have been responsible. They were signed to Rowdy. Hey, man, I ain't thinking.
I can't believe you left some kids with Suge Knight. Out of all the shit you said, that's the most irresponsible shit.
They went. They were supposed to be on tour, dog.
They niggas out there barbecuing with Corrupt.
They said they were barbecuing with
They're out
Corrupt.
there barbecuing with Corrupt and Dash, and they didn't want to come back out here. It was like, and I'm like, how you gonna send me into the lion's den to go get them? Shit.
Damn. Man, look. Full of history. Wow. I'm sure that tape brought back memories.
It did. I was just like, damn, man.
You got your other artists over here too.
Jamal, that dude right here is bad. Jamal is crazy. He's like, he was always like he's the rowdy one in the first place, because he always wanted to fight and box, and like Leak didn't get it because he wanted to be all smooth, and Jamal was just straight up Philly out of control. He went with Def Squad for a long time. Both of them, man, like, I would like to see kids as talented as they are, as talented as they were. I feel like all the access and all the other shit is weakening everybody. And what they're hearing is, what they got to live up to is so low. Where they was trying to live up to, you know, rappers and MCs. They was like trying to battle rap people and learn how to rap better and have more skills and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like just now, you know, the bar is low. It's not hard to do it. You know what I'm saying? What everybody doing is just like, oh, I can do that too.
Right.
But that shit was like crazy. I can't believe these cassettes, bro. They look so little. Was they little like this back then?
Yeah.
Man, I think so, bro. Because 8-tracks was the fat ones. That shit would look like a VHS.
Yeah, man. That's them. TLC fan mail.
This was crazy because we that shit was, DL killed this cover. When we first finished Fan Mail, you know, Left Eye quit the group doing the whole record. She was like, all right, I ain't, if y'all ain't doing my ideas, then I'm quitting. And so I had to create the virtual Vicky to rapping all the songs. And so I would take the Macintosh, take each word, like if you listen to Silly Ho or any of those songs, most of the songs you hear the robot rapping, you hear the computer rapping in it. And I had to take it and put it in the keyboard to make it rap on beat. So you know you can't get with this one night, you just come up, find out who to give it up. Like, cause she totally was like, she's not fucking with the group, so like we gotta make a virtual version of her. And so most of the records is like me making the computer rap in the songs. Because she was just like, I'm not doing this shit no more, I quit. She quit in the beginning of us recording it.
So you.
And she was at Death Row too. She started like.
God damn, man. Death Row really had some good weed, huh?
Death Row's taking
Niggas with the chronic and said, I ain't going back. I'm really not going back, no.
Dallas, man, he cool. He cool, but he ain't feeling this shit, man. That nigga be with Prince now, coming back talking about spirits and shit, man. Sloop, let me hit the joint.
Damn.
What if Suge was bullying him, telling him you don't want to be over there no more? But I do.
But I want to go back home.
Can we call Dallas? Put that goddamn phone up. Don't make me get them big niggas outside who been standing outside all day. That's why they were so ready to fight, because they had been standing up all day.
Man.
Hey man, let's just lean back to back like Forrest Gump. Why you think Suge won't buy no chairs, man? He think we just gonna come down here every day and be goon?
He said he like to keep us angry. If your feet work, make your hands hurt.
Who ate that goddamn chicken?
Them niggas were so crazy, they would outdo everything. They outplay your basketball, they out rap you, they out gamble you, they out hustle you. They steal your keys, take your car, drive to North Carolina and shit while you're in a session. Nigga, it's out of control.
These niggas in North Carolina, that's crazy.
Yeah.
They stole somebody's car and went to North Carolina.
You confirmed.
They
They
stole,
was wild.
oh yeah.
They wild boy.
Oh,
They wild boy.
that's who taught me how to roll a blunt.
Boy.
They taught me how to roll a blunt. After Lisa left the next day, Lil Malik looked at me and said, yo, where the weed at? I was like, little nigga, I'm not smoking no weed with you. You little kid. He's all right. He just put his own shit out. And then he took a blunt and he took the shit and he's standing there opening, dumping the shit. I said, what the fuck is that? He's like, it's a blunt, nigga. What are you doing? He said, I'm rolling it. You take the stuff out. See, you take this out. You're good. All right. There it is.
Man, hey. It's so much Black history.
And that was the first
Play
blunt.
this shit again in February. Just play this the whole month through.
Bro, I'm so fucked up right now. Just finding out that Michael Jackson was an emotion. Everything you said after that fucked me up.
He's able to transcend time and space.
Right.
Just be from over there to over there.
Now I'm wondering, like, will he come back or did he ever leave?
Where's he going now?
Well, don't you think it's just insane that no matter who comes into this world, they're gonna sing and know and love Michael Jackson? I don't care. Like, there's never been a child that came into the world, a baby, kid, whatever. Like, how do you still know this? Like, they don't sing Prince like that or Elvis or nobody else. But like,
Yeah.
every kid gonna have their little time where they're just like, you know. So I feel like his spirit
Yeah,
resonates.
if they see it, little kids be watching, like,
And then people
They
like,
know.
oh, they're still dancing like Michael, still like, I feel like he got, like all artists when they get, when everybody passes, of course, the stuff just gets more valuable because they can't get to you no more. But I feel like him as an artist, period, just resonates in a way and seeing nobody really do like that. It's crazy.
Bruh.
I've seen Mickey Mouse, people like characters do it, but you haven't really seen a person that resonates like their whole life, like they just stayed one person their whole life.
like
Now I
other
gotta
countries
go
too.
home
Yeah.
and watch some Michael Jackson shit just to be like, there you go. You saw it. You saw it. You saw it. No, Dallas said this nigga can go.
That was the word, right?
Bruh. I want to just title this shit Michael Jordan should just make his own Nikes.
Michael Jordan gonna get this shit, and he might have to come on here, and then He can tell us why.
Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
He gonna charge us $250,000.
To come on, he ain't gotta come. Who money? I gotta put something in? No, I'm not putting nothing in for that. I tell you that. MJ, yeah, I watch you on the game.
You see, they talk about MJ on the Tiger Woods. It was like he started hanging with MJ and Charles Barkley.
He said he ain't know what to say. He said, what do I tell the women? And Michael Jordan was like, tell you Tiger Woods. Stupid. That's the part he left out. Right? You big dummy. He talked to that nigga like Fred Sanford. Big dummy, go over there and get you some pussy. What is you doing over there?
Watch a pro. Hey, Michael Jordan. Oh, Dallas, Austin. You named after 2 places in Texas.
Oh, man. A name so big, you gotta take up 2 Texas cities. You understand what I'm saying?
That's the weed.
You know you named after 2 places in Texas, man.
It's named after this doctor named Dr. Dallas Moore.
A word?
Like a spiritual hoodoo doctor.
What?
Yeah, they call it. It's like down Donaldsonville, Georgia. Like it's like a. Yeah, look him up. He's one of those.
He'll scratch you with a chicken foot.
Well,
and you turn into a serpent. Not a snake, a serpent.
That baby gonna be a boy. Trust me on that. What baby? That one?
Then you throw some powder in your face.
Okay. Look here. Put the TLC up. You got the TLC all that. Put the goddamn TLC up. Look here, man. We ain't gonna hold you hostage in here. We damn sure appreciate you stopping through the track.
It's been too real.
I hope
Thank
this ain't
you,
the last
bro.
time.
A motherfucking legend.
Hey,
A
man.
motherfucking.
Dallas, Austin, 85 South Show. We out of here.
Let go. Appreciate you, bro.
Man.
We appreciate
Yeah,
them.
man. Appreciate you, dude.
Appreciate it.
Let's get a picture right quick. To here, let's get a photo. Somebody.
Washington. Did you want for it too?
Cody Zumanila.